many times that has happened. So as we turn a page into the final day of these qualifiers, game 1 of Yellow Submarine and 9 Pandas kicks off. It is going to be lots of action, lots of kills. I like the fact that in this game, on the 9 Pandas loft, yes, CK is busted, but they have damage, man. Mid-game damage, if I'm one of these supports, I'm not really happy about life all the time. Once we have Kiyotaka jumping on me, chaos being created by Primal Beast, I get looked at wrong and I just evaporate.
But don't you, like, okay, sure. But I feel like there's so much potential from Yellow Submarine at the same time. Like the way that they can play. Like, I really like their draft. I think Rubik can do, like these two supports on Radiant, I'd rather be on Yellow Submarine playing a support than on 9 Pandas. Because like, you can steal Sokuchi, so you're going to have fun with Rubik. This Elder Titan does not enjoy playing into any of the Spirits or the Pango, because his abilities are way too slow, and you can get on top of him easily. PA. King.
What's gonna happen here to King? Is King dead? Forced to go in for the refraction, but it's been dispelled almost immediately, but somehow it will give him enough to just get himself away to safety. Fell very, very low though.
Yeah, that was kind of too close.
Oberka?
Maybe, yeah.
Oberka? That's 10 seconds to trample though, so
yeah.
Won't be able to do it.
That would be a really bad way to start the game. Your star player dying instantly. It's like, that would be rough.
Fortunately, it doesn't happen, so they get to get back to gameplay. So we have our 3 lanes set up. Wise man, I need the read on where the action is going to be happening, because we have a lot of potential in pretty much every side of the map.
Yeah, I think there is a lot of potential. We might have to wait for like level 2 or 3. Not a lot of kill potential early on, but one thing that they are doing as well, they are not putting Enchanters versus Elder Titan, so he's gonna have a nice time. He won't be ruined in that way. And another thing that did happen is Satanic or King. I'm not sure. That I guess he completely rebranded into King. King, he didn't go for Meld level 1, and that kind of really hurts your lane. Like, if you go Meld level 1, you can put a lot of punishment on the enemy offlane before the creep wave is in this position. But refraction just does. I mean, it's okay as well, but it's not optimal.
Yeah. It always sucks when you have to make that decision. Do I die and give away first blood, or do I take the better laning spells? Instead, though, first blood happens on the other side. It's Solo and Dark Lord, leveraging the strength of the CK to bring down the Pangolier. Nicely done, and like you said, because they didn't have the Enchantress on this side of the map, Solo could actually pack a punch.
Yeah, I really think that switch up should have happened. Even Rubik into Primal Beast, okay, so what's the upside? You get Enchant into Primal Beast to slow him down when he's trampling, but honestly, just having Ench into Elder Titan would do wonders, so a little surprised they didn't make that switch.
Gonna put some pressure actually onto the King right now, down bottom, forced to go into a refraction. They get rid of it quite easily, and there should be a kill onto the Templar Assassin. She is hiding, they don't have reveal. These things happen. 4 seconds until we have Sakuchi though, so she can't really leave this area. She might just die.
He's fine, I think.
She's
right?
fine, yeah. She's okay. Attendants will heal her up, she's Gucci.
Yeah, this is the second time they're unable to kill him, even though they get so close, and they're unable to kill him because the sentry is too far or something like that. So very unfortunate for 9 Pandas, but they're already winning one of the lanes on top, so it's okay for them. I'm pretty sure they're happy with the laning stage right now.
One lane we haven't really addressed just yet is mid. How are things going between Erase and old Kiyotaka? You mentioned you'd rather have the Ember in the game, but honestly, isn't the matchup supposed to be Void Spirit favored slightly?
Well, Ember did get this different innate now, right? Like, so maybe because of it, it's more Ember favored. I'm not sure. The way he's playing is definitely surprising, because Erase so far in the tournament has not been winning lanes. Like, so far, Erase has been losing lanes but winning games.
So one can only imagine and dream how much he's going to get out of this game now that he has such a positive start. 21-5 versus Kiyotaka 16-1. And how is he doing in the experience department as well? Now they're about the same level, but he's definitely doing the right job.
I'm just worried for their top lane. Like right now, I know Pango did get some CS, but overall, Courier dead. It's your classic Weaver gameplay. What you do with Weaver, basically, if you look at the Radiant jungle, you put this very deep ward right next to the bounty. It can be here, it can be a bit more south. Basically, what you need is just to see the couriers going towards you. That's a very interesting ward as well, by the way. He just placed in the river.
What does it scout actually on this position? Like, you can't really see the rune unless you cut the tree.
You can see a rotation. I guess that's the deal. You can see a rotation and it won't be killed. Like this ward, 99% will not be dewarded. You're gonna have that vision for a long time. It's not a lot, but it's honest vision, you know.
Honest vision, man. Solo is just honestly harassing Root.
This is
trying to kill him off.
Yeah, this is he might never mind. He loses the passive. But look, this lane is not good for Rubik. Like you don't enjoy playing into Elder Titan because you can only lift him and that's it. It's just not enough. If he gets on top of your bot lane,
I'm having another move going out onto King. No refraction this time around, and they finally succeed in killing him. Escador is putting in some pressure onto Alberca, but definitely won't be able to actually find revenge here. Very nicely done. Third time's a charm, Liz. They finally get that kill.
And they get it in the best possible. Okay, Asdecor actually does something really nice. He pulls the creep wave a little bit further away from the tower. So, Titanic King
get destroyed. Nice.
He'll get a lot of last hits. Mid lane, top lane. Prune that is.
That could happen. This Ember Spirit, he sees the Aether Remnant on top of the Flame Remnants. You know, the two brothers sort of showing off their skills, but nothing's gonna happen. He's gonna go home, refill up. It is not gonna be a positive rune for them on the Radiant side just yet, but he is level 6 on this Ember Spirit. We could see him try to make a move somewhere.
Yeah, and gotta be careful a bit. There's Arcane Rune as well on Void Spirit, so when it comes to rotation potential, of course, both of them can do it. A little bit easier for Kiyotaka as he does have a TP now. Meanwhile, the race, he needed to go base, refill the bottle, wasted a little bit of his resources.
Yet again, we are having one of those early games without that many kills, although aggression has been mounted by both sides.
Yeah, let's see.
You see, Asdecor was thinking about stealing this wisdom, but Saish is there. Saish has been on point in both getting enemy wisdom runes and defending his own team once. He's never going to let that happen.
Yep. And the build that he's going for is really cool, like on this Weaver. I wish I saw this a bit more often. If you're playing position 4 Weaver, I think one item... Vessel, okay, that's fine. I think one item that people aren't doing or building enough is Orchid. It like fits your build completely. There isn't really a lot that you can do that's better on Weaver. Getting that Orchid on someone like an Ember Spirit or Pango even, or some support can be just game-changing.
Yeah.
He's
Let's hope that Saish is not debating us. No, he's going to switch it back. Maybe he's just trying to high-tech, saving strats for TI.
It's like, okay, Gleipnir as well, but Gleipnir, by the time you get to it, it doesn't feel as impactful. I don't know. I really like the Orchid idea. Bot lane.
Bottom lane, he might get gold towards any big item that he wants here because they're about to get another kill onto the King. Templar Assassin is down. This bottom lane is in shambles right now.
Yeah, 2 kills on the TA. TA that has the most last hits in the game, but at the same time is the lowest of the cores when it comes to net worth. That's on top of the 2 kills, of course. 2 deaths on her.
It's actually just been rough from the beginning, right? Almost died, forced to go refraction, had to ferry in some additional regen, getting dove, so you missed out on a lot of good farm. Then you die twice anyway. Yep. Tough start. Well, it seems that somebody on Yellow Super has to be playing from behind. Normally it's a race. Time to see what King has got when he's in a similar position.
I think it's fine. It's like not one of those heroes that really suffers when he's completely destroyed solo.
His remember, we see this all the time. This rune is fortuitous for movements. He's gonna dodge out some of Kiyotaka's spells with the Sleight of Fist. Still trying to burn down Solo, but he runs out of resources. Doesn't have enough in the tank to find this kill. So would be forced to just back himself away.
Yeah, surprised the team. You know, you had a lot of that haste rune still left. Maybe could have went for ET once again.
Maybe a lift instead onto Kiyotaka. He doesn't actually have the Astral Step just yet. It does finally come back with a single charge, so it should be fine. Whew, a little bit scary though.
He's fine. He's gonna have his bottle refilled as well. This is basically the portion of the game in which you have to play around your mid laner a lot. Like your carry, who cares? If he dies, it's his fault. Go to the jungle, bro.
Just go jungle. Find your farm there. We don't need it.
Not lane again.
That King is attempting to do his farm in the lane, but I think it's going to be the first part that applies more here because the go and die, bro. Who cares? I hope that's not what they're saying. But it seems that's how they're acting because they were not rotating for this. Finally, the Rubik both come in. Who is here? They will prevent this death from happening. Heck, somebody else come. They could have found a kill here. Yatoro Jr. is still alive. They give up the Rubik's life to make that happen, but he will let it be fine because that means that the King can go back to safety.
Okay, so first I need to say what he was doing around the tower was really cool on TA because he's playing so close to fire without getting burned, like using those traps on Primal, and he's just keeping distance so he can't really kill him. In the end, I do think the Time Pandas could have killed him and it was like a skill issue, you know. It was individual error of theirs that allowed King to live, but overall still it was nice what he did before.
Did just see our boy Erase almost getting assassinated middle, but retreats. Has to cause there as well, so I don't think Kiyotaka wants to jump him. But, you know, if they'd gotten that kill, this tower would be in a much worse position, but now instead of that kill happening, they're stacking up this jungle, and TA will soon be there. She's on the route right now. They'll take these very big stacks before they get stolen.
Yeah, I feel like TA right now, top Pango is fine, by the way. There is no killing him. He's just trying to zone him out a bit. They are smoking up, though. Maybe exactly for those stacks.
Not going to be able to find a clean angle. And the smoke does get broken by Kasane in the trees. He's ready with the Rolling Thunder. Doesn't get it off just yet. He does shield crash to the side. But they will kill him off regardless. In the meantime, though, now they know about the stack. Solo has gotten some vision on the high ground. And it's interesting to see if they'll choose to contest this without having the ultimate on the Primal.
Alberca.
They do come up the hill a little bit. Alberca might not be in the place that he wants to be right now. The Sleight of Fist actually comes in, but it gets rubbed away. Beautiful jump from the Primal Beast to escape that one. In the meantime, King, they bring down Sayish, and they want to chase for more potentially. Solo running away. He's in front of Erase, who has slight chains up in 2 seconds, but they don't want to chase that far.
Yeah, I think at this point you just secured your Ancients, you go back in, farm them. Alberca, I'm not sure, like he didn't really have the good info on where everyone is, or where everyone was. So he just poked his head up there, he's like, hello, anyone home? And just got killed instantly. If they were doing Ancients, and if they lost some resources doing them, then his move uphill could have made some sense, but like this, it looked like a blunder. Unfortunate for him. He had no spells after all, so couldn't really do anything.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be Yellow Submarine from this position, clearing out the stack. The TA, who was once lowest in the net worth, they're right back up there, catching up to Dark Lord, who has made his way bottom with the rest of the crew to put pressure onto this tier 1 tower, open up the map a little bit for 9 Pandas. That's actually been a constant theme when I see these 9 Pandas drafts, that it's very rare that they'll have great tower siege. Like there's been a lot of games where the only way they can even go high ground is by getting a full 5-hero wipe or being so far ahead the enemy team can't challenge them anymore.
That's true. It also comes down to the position 5s that they're playing. Like they never add to that as well. Of course, the cores are the most important ones, but sometimes those position 5s really matter. It must feel good playing Enchantress this game. Enchant is such an amazing spell. So many things that you can control, dispel, use against 9 Pandas. And by the way, when it comes to net worth, TA is back, like second after being last out of all the cores. And this is your standard TA gameplay. All you have to do is make sure you stack for her.
Might be able to stack some kills for her as well because they get the side chains out onto Solo and Kiyotaka. Kiyotaka has a way out of this one, but Solo definitely not so lucky. Brought down by the sleight of fist of Erase. And guess what the King gets to do? Go right back to dealing with some Ancients. This feels really good to be Tia at the moment.
Yeah, this just isn't one of those solo games where he is able to dominate the fights, run in, get triple kill like yesterday. So I'm actually surprised he maxed out Astral Spirit and didn't go maybe some Echo Stomp. I feel like this is an Echo Stomp game. So just max it out, have that ulti ready, defend the towers.
See how he decides to play on the edges of the fight as things do continue to scale. But now 9 Pandas are also sort of happy to let this TA be farming like this because they are just finishing their Orchid and the Omelet on the CK. So it is time to go. Find somebody to kill them and hunt them down on the map.
Yep. If this was a pub, you'd see a blink next. In pro games, usually it is not a blink because you will not get as many opportunities to get solo pickoffs. So what he is going for is a Manta. It's pretty good with his Phantasmagoria and Reigns of Chaos. Like,
Being ganked right now though. Kasane took a twin gate. Coming through to the bottom side of the map with the Pangolier roll. They have the disables out onto the CK. He is very far from any allies. He will be killed off. Although he nearly took Astapor with him, he instead just falls on his lonesome.
Yeah, and the tip. And the tip is there.
Most important part.
Of course. You are playing... what is this? This is lower bracket finals, right? Upper bracket finals? Where are we at? Yeah, lower bracket finals. In the lower bracket finals, like, some emotions have to be there. So you gotta tip a bit, play that game. DD.
He'll be able to kill him. He has Dissimulate and Astral Step. Only one jump though. But they don't really know that, and there are allies around him to function as reinforcements, so no point in chasing.
A bit unfortunate for Yellow Submarine that TA takes the DD and not Ember to refill his bottle and also have it for some ganks or chases, but it's okay. As long as Void Spirit didn't get it, I think they're fine with it. If you look at Void Spirit, he's also about to complete his Manta, so he has his first big item. They're basically going all in to let's have as many units as possible hitting that TA. Of course, Manta for him is nice too, like you get to dispel.
Universal Heroes buying Manta. Good time. Big mover coming in right now from 9 Pandas. They head bottom, but they encounter an Observer Ward almost immediately. That being said, they didn't reveal the other hero smoke behind, so it could still potentially make a jump and make it seem like it's only Solo wandering through this area. Kasane, he went, oh no, he used the swashbuckle, so he is going to get instantly killed off there. He's making it take a bit longer with the mech, but almost certainly will die there.
They will lose the mid-tier 1 tower most likely for that, as Erase can just hit it. Enchantress as well breaking this movement on the other side.
Mid lane, Erase took quite a bit of damage here. He'll be forced to jump away, but Alberto is trying to chase him. The lift back from Rue makes that an impossibility. He steals Astri the Astral Step as well to get himself away from this Void Spirit. Yotaka actually might be dead. Rue jumps back in for him, brings him down, outplayed by the Rubik. Now they're trying to spin back for the boy. Alberta going very far forward. Onslaught onto Erase. Easily able to kill him off. Dark Lord, he has all the illusions. He has the army surrounding the TA. And she's just going to get killed off very easily. Kasane coming through with the Rolling Thunder. He's going to try to do his best with the help of Rue. But Rue unfortunately gets surrounded by illusions first. He gets killed off before he can do anything else. Has to go underneath the tier 1 tower. Thought about trying to TP out, but immediately that idea is shown to be a bad one. The ultimate from the Primal Beast is there. 4 heroes have fallen and 9 Pandas have asserted themselves on the map.
That's the counter tip with the Russian smiley face, and your anger is useless here. That has to hurt. That's the real stuff right there. Well, Ench tipped a little bit too early. Like, your fight just began. They did kill Kiyotaka, and tipping him was okay because basically the two supports handled him. It's Enchantress and Rubik that killed him. Like that did the majority of the damage at least. But yeah, they got punished in the end for the tips and for overstepping their boundaries. Right now, 9 Pandas are a bit stronger. If the CK is left unchecked, like, he's doing a ton of work. Yeah, you can't deal with him. You need Pango. Basically, you need Pango in these fights, and they didn't have him.
Like, imagine that roll that he did at the end. Had that connected before the TA gets dragged into CK, we're looking at a different fight. On bottom, Alberta, definitely hoping for some assistance here, but you won't find none. That's gonna get killed off. They do steal what? Oh, only up roll.
But do you see what I meant when I said I'd rather be these two supports? Like, they're dispelling Void Spirit. They're taking one of the Chaos Knight's illusions. Like this Rubik stealing Void Spirit's Astral Step earlier, also lifting Primal Beast as he's going in. They're doing so much work just by the. Sometimes you play Ench or you play Rubik and it really doesn't feel like a good game. This time around, I feel like they can do so much if they're in the right position at the right time, of course.
Yeah, they absolutely outplayed that fight pretty hard. They might try to make a move here with this Haste Rune being picked up. They have a smoke in the backpack of Rue, but I'm not gonna replace that just yet. They're still chilling. Is there anything that they're waiting for on the side of Yellow Submarine?
I think
maybe Blink on TA?
Blink on TA is a massive one, because then she can blink out with refractions, even though she gets gone on. You can also very easily blink out of Reality Rift. Like, that's one thing that you need to know. If you see that Reality Rift connecting on you, you can blink before the hit, because it takes like a half a second before he actually hits you. A BKB blink is basically what's necessary on her. They need something extra for the illusions, though. I don't feel that they have enough at the moment.
We have, what, a Maelstrom that's sitting on this Ember Spirit. Pango obviously is going for a more utility build in this particular game, so no Echo / Maelstrom from him. And TA does not buy these items either, so yeah, definitely going to be a long-term problem. To be fair, neither do the supports, right? They have a Weaver who can happily just buy a Maelstrom himself.
Yeah, some Fate Bolt is okay, I guess. Having that Fate Bolt is nice. You can steal some spells that are decent. And Enchantress with Enchant is nice, but overall, yeah, nothing crazy.
Used to be a game last. There's a game last night. Roshan gets taken. Yeah, that happens with CK. Where there was a Rubik in a game with like a bajillion illusions around her. And when you use Fade Bolts, I swear I was bouncing for like 30 seconds. It's going from unity. First I thought I was going crazy. Like, why is the sound just repeating? Is my computer broken? What's going on?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They have Aegis, but it looks like it's going to be... I think it's a farming, not a fighting Aegis, right?
Probably, but yeah, probably it is. Like, you're not that ready with CK, but at the same time, you could use the Aegis to be a bit more aggressive. Right now, the first Aegis doesn't really mean a lot in Dota. I see teams more often than not just use it to farm, but they're not in a bad position to take some fights too. Like, they have a Blink Dagger now on Primal Beast. Perhaps you can utilize this Aegis to bridge the gap between the BKBs. That's okay, you have the aggressive stuff now, but you can still lose the fight. However, if you win the fight because you have the Aegis advantage, then you can maybe bridge that gap and get a BKB before the next fight, and sooner than they do. Kasane.
Kasane, outside by the pods. Burka does have the blink, but they don't feel like they have enough damage with just these two. And let them go.
Yeah, one nice thing about Gleipnir over Orchid on Weaver.
Wait, hold on. They have the damage now, bro. Check this out. Guess who's here? It's Kasane. He demonstrates the blink tech to us. Gets himself into the Aegis pit. Rolls himself away. Very nicely done. To waste some time as well from 9 Pandas.
Yeah. And he didn't get... Like, there's no chance for Alberca to lift him up, to use Pulverize on him right now, maybe later on. But that's basically what it is, right? Like, you can blink out of Reality. Good lane.
Let's see here. Ru's just gonna die to Kiyotaka, but the big thing is the smoke behind, because they pop a pair of drums. They're coming for a race. Will they catch him? The blink is ready from the primal, and it's gonna get disabled a little bit. He goes onto the high ground with the onslaught. Not gonna be able to catch up to a race.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
He's pretty fine for now.
Top tower is under
They're not that far away from TA having the BKB. I am worried about this carry-to-carry matchup, though. They obviously knew they first faced TA over CK. They obviously knew what they were doing, but
Dire's bottom tower is under
in general, I think that CK does better. We'll see, of course.
Right now for you, is there any hero that carry to carry, mano a mano, can actually contend with CK?
No. I don't think that let's put it this way. I don't think there's any carry that I'd rather have than CK in my team. Just like that. I think I'd rather have CK over anything, without knowing the other 4 heroes. Of course, you can counter CK with something, with some other stuff. Like we've seen a lot of different heroes like Underlord, Lich, stuff like that. Or maybe some Brew, you know, these kind of heroes. But overall, I'd rather have CK than anything else. Maybe TA is close second. Close second.
She is still pretty damn good. And so far, the 3 deaths she suffered as well. BKB, how far away is it? 700 gold. Is anything else that they're waiting for? The BKB on Ember is also about to arrive. That one is practically finished. So they're hitting a pretty cool power spike at the moment on Yellow Submarine. Just as we're in the final vestiges of the duration on the Aegis.
I think if you ask 90% of people right now, they'd be TA, Atos.
It's going to be this Atos out onto Astacore. We should be able to kill him with Kiyotaka just jumping in.
They have a gem, by the way, as well. They have a gem on Void Spirit, so a little bit easier to play this map. Something that people really don't do enough. Instant gem into TA. Just get it, hunt her down. It's got tags as well. Makes it easier to play the map because of the traps, of course.
Yeah. And they actually might find the TA. They know that she's in the vicinity. They see her now, but I don't think they really want to fight this. The entire complement isn't close enough, so just let it go.
Yeah, I feel one thing the Satanic is doing, he's just, at this point, he just wants to hit people with the side blades on traps. Like, he's constantly doing this. You know, put down a trap, hit it for side blades. Even when he's farming, if you follow him a little bit around, he plants the trap before the camp and then hits the trap just to get the camp closer to him, so he doesn't have to run to the camp. It's small, but it you know, it boosts your farming speed.
We'll see if he's allowed to survive and keep farming because they're about to jump on top of him. He does get himself away here. Okay, Race will be able to pop the BKB and they'll find here. Look at the damage being rained in though by this TA. The Primal Beast was held in position and before he knew it, he was gone.
This Primal, your Crimson Guard is cute and all, but my friend, if you want to do that, you need a BKB. There is no chance. She's under a tier 2, you know, maybe they thought, okay, they're making a smoke play with other 4 heroes and she's just showing mid or something like that. But if you don't have info on where the Rubik is, where the Pango is, you're not killing the TA. She's got BKB. The moment you get lift, the pulverize that is, you will get lifted.
On bottom, they might decide to go onto this Weaver. Sayash is the only one that they know is around here, but it's obviously going to waste a lot of their time TPing out for good measure, and he's Gucci. Smoke broken and wasted.
It's the classic Weaver gameplay, right? This is why one of the best things about this hero is no matter how the game is going, you can always find space for your team, break some smokes, pull a lot of aggressive movements on you.
When he was doing this yesterday, he was doing it between the mid and the off lane on his side or for his team. So it seems like a consistent thing that they are angling towards. As Tomies are up, time to get him.
Yeah, I feel like it's consistent for every single Weaver. It's not only him. If you're playing this hero, you need to do it. Just one of those things that if you're not doing it, you're doing something wrong. Like the only times you don't really want to be creep skipping is when you're balling out of control so hard that the game is already won and you just want to kind of snowball with the team.
When is that big man coming up? 1 minute until we know for sure when he will return. And the second Aegis becomes a much more important than the first. It's also a TA draft. I've never seen a... there's just certain heroes that always just feel way better with the second Aegis. Your TAs, your Ursas, your Huskars. Used to be that you could actually end the game with the second Aegis on these heroes.
It's not really like that anymore. Like, you can't really end the game, but... Speaking of big guys, there is Chaos Knight as well. Like, he's got a full heart completed, 1,000 gold on top of that, going into that Bloodthorn, or maybe an AC. We'll see what he opts to go for first. Usually it is the Bloodthorn. I wouldn't mind AC as well versus TA, getting some extra armor for himself. There's smoke
up from Yellow Super, yeah. Unfortunately, their vision on the map right now to know where to go exactly is a little bit limited. They're going to be forced to make a dangerous rotation through the river. And they find nothing. Only one that is showing Kiyotaka. He hasn't completely left just yet. They see him now.
He's got
Held
Manta.
in position. Must have Manta. Do they have the damage to kill him before any of the spells come off? No, they do not, but they might be able to follow him. And the race does just that. Slide of fist, killing off Kiyotaka.
Dude,
getting a successful gank, and they tip him. What the hell?
There's something between Enchantress and Kiyotaka like that. It's a lot of smiley faces back and forth, frowny faces, and the tips. This one hurts. This one hurts the Void Spirit for sure, because he's the hardest one to kill on his side, and he gets killed carrying a gem. So, like, giving that gem back to Radiant is kind of a big deal.
He's gonna kill Rue. Alberca will be happy to be involved in this one. Get some light revenge for what happened in the bottom side of the map. But yeah, that kill was absolutely massive. And he was also progressing quite well into getting his nullifier. Once he gets that, he's already having such a great game against Kasane. Now all of a sudden, Shield Crash does nothing, Flame Guard does nothing.
They want to contest this. It seems like, Kasane.
He doesn't have roll. He has Swashbuckle again in 8 seconds. I don't know if he has enough time for those 8 seconds. He blinks to the far side here. 3 seconds from Swashbuckle. Can Kasane get away? Shield Crash with the Swashbuckle onto the high ground, but the Rod of Atos chases him up. He dispels it with the Greaves. They are going to eventually kill him, but it's definitely taking longer than they'd like it to. But he will fall.
Yeah, but you can see the way that they dodged. They instantly went up, started pushing tier 2, because I don't think they can contest this Roshan. I think they gave up on it. It seems that way, at least. Your Ember is on 0 mana. I mean, they cannot contest it, even if they wanted to. It's not possible.
Just gonna let this one go. Unfortunately, for them, it's gonna be an Aegis with cheese to deal with coming up. Oh, with the banner, sorry, no cheese.
Yeah, banner.
Roshan's at work. He's at work right now.
It's still pretty good, like getting that banner while you're pushing in. I really like the changes to the banner. I feel like super creeps were, or how were they called? Overcharged creeps or something like that, like buffed up creeps, creeps that went to the gym. They were really strong, but I feel like the new banner fits the game a bit better.
I like it a lot more. Much better than the lizard creeps.
For sure.
Those ones strong enough.
For sure. No lizard creeps in the game, please. It does force you. Sometimes, like, this stupid banner forces you into death because someone has to kill it. And if you don't have a hero that does it from distance or without, without committing completely, you just have to commit with your core and you die, or you're forced to pop a BKB. Can be broken at times.
Also like that it, relative to its initial incarnation, this one can actually, like, if you're fighting elsewhere, like let's say we start a fight in top while the banner is down bottom, it actually feels like in the time that we're distracting the enemy team, there's actually value in that play. Sometimes it would just feel like we'd lose a fight, you'd look at the banner creeps, and they're still working on the tier 3 tower or something. You're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
This was not worth it.
Full smoke, by the way. Nothing new in the land of Dota. They just smoke up after Rosh, right? Like, try to fight.
And Pandas are fairly split, but they're coming back into this Radiant jungle. I'm gonna try and control the side of the map, take away their tier 2 tower.
Yeah, they have a full nullifier, by the way, on Kiyotaka.
Yeah, I was literally about to ask you about that. Who should he be jumping with this nullifier? It's so good against so many different heroes, right? Enchantress hates life now. Ember, there's Pango, they're all hating life.
I mean, you probably don't want to use it on Ange. You don't really care. She doesn't care that much. Okay, she's gonna die. If you go on her, she probably should die, even with all the levels of untouchable. But like you said, Ember hates it, TA hates it, Pango hates it. Just them not being able to reposition themselves with some 4-staffs.
Erase. He goes a very interesting direction with his remnants. Will be forced into the BKB, but they have the Primal Beast ultimate, grabbing him into the air, slamming him into the ground. They pulverize the Ember.
Yeah, they... the tip on Enchantress, dude.
What? Okay, please find out what happened, Doc. Like,
I will.
We gotta find the pubs and see what happened between these two.
There's definitely some spice between players right now. Like Eastern Europe, I have to tell you one thing though. Right now, it's very spicy. Like when it comes to respect between players and stuff, people aren't as nice as they used to be. That's all I'm gonna say. So there's a lot of, yeah. There's a lot of BM, let's just put it that way.
I mean, it's not like Eastern Europe was generally described as a happy and fun community, so if it's gotten even worse, my god.
Wait. Before you had like 2-3 players. You had like Ramses flaming everyone and everyone else is like whatever. Kind of okay. Maybe a couple of other players then. Right now, it's a rough spot. Mid lane.
Well, mid lane, Kiyotaka does get out. Some of the BM has definitely given him high mechanical skill. They've taken the tier 2 tower in the top lane.
Just have to be careful, you know, like this TA now has full-on completed Daedalus. Luckily, for 9 Pandas, of course, no Dazzle charges, just one. So she doesn't really pack as big of a punch as usually, but she's still very strong.
Around here. They're just wiping out onto Dark Lord, but just want to clear out the illusions. I don't you have realistic ambitions of making this jump really right now?
What the hell is this wave on top? What's going on here?
Holy beast.
This is Mordor.
Dun, 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 dun. That is a really big creep wave, but
It's here coming. Do they have a banner? But yeah, take that banner, put on those creeps, enjoy free set of Raxes.
might not actually be the worst idea. I like that plan. Yotaka, he likes fighting Kasane as well, but he decides to bump the backlines whilst he's doing it. Going on to Ru, wanting to eliminate this Rubik. Rubik, though, still alive, stealing Astro Step, getting to the high ground, and setting up Yotaka to be killed. He has to jump away before the TA brings him down. Ember, buffering against the illusions of the CK, is also forced to retreat from this fight. In the meantime, Dark Lord happy to hit onto the tier 2 tower. Somehow, some way, nobody actually dies.
Yeah, I feel like, of course, Rubik was the closest one to dying there, but very nicely done by him to steal the Astral Spell. Astral Step. It's like one of those nicest things to steal in the game. Like when you're playing Rubik, you see that Void Spirit mid lane, you know what you're stealing, you know what you want. This game, for me, it's Astral Step or Sukuchi. Either one of these two will do. Astral Step, obviously, much easier to use and to escape with. Okay.
That fight, though, did reveal one kind of problem. Bottom... King? BKB TP? BKB TP? It's too late. There's no way. Dark Lord is here on the CK. There's way too much damage. That's a death without buyback. 90 seconds in the grave.
I'm not like this kind of a move sometimes makes you wonder what's he expecting, but because he didn't expect them to all be there for sure. He expected maybe some move towards around the triangle, because if you look, Radiant has no vision in the triangle. It's still not dewarded, so he expected them to be there somewhere. Maybe pushing in and creep skipping, but unfortunately this is, like you said, no buyback. That's on TA.
Alright, here they come for the push. They are on the high ground right now. Solo sitting with the banner, ready to use it if need be. Kinda surprised he hasn't tossed it in just yet, but they might wait for the tier 3 to fall first. Now they're jumping onto the Ember Spirit. Ember taking a lot of damage, forced into the BKB so he can get himself away from here. Kasane did run some interference on the backline with the boulder, but Unfortunately, Rolling Thunder will not hurt anybody, and now it's down. And they've already lost their state of racks, and they still have 30 seconds to go before the TA returns.
There's just no damage without this TA. Like, they literally have no damage. Okay, this glyph might force them back. Let's see if they even go back.
Solo still has banner, and they're having a wave coming in now. They know the TA is coming back, but they feel like they're strong enough to fight her. Maybe they want to get this and get out. Now they're going to get a stomp in deep into the base. It's going to catch out onto Erase. That's going to put in Dark Lord right in front of his face. Sleight of Fist will save him for now, as Alberca needs to use his own BKB as the TA has respawned. She wants to lay in the damage. She gets forced out forward, but they don't have enough hurt. She does not get lucky with the crits. 9 Pandas get away with murder, literally, as they escape the base and leave it in shambles.
Is that it? Like, just no crits? Is that the problem in this game? She's getting no crits? Because right now, yeah, one side completely lost. Tier 3 on the other. This man needs to start critting. It needs to start happening. And you could see the power of CK into TA on that bottom gank, right? Like, she just disappears. It's so easy to kill this TA at the moment.
Yeah. Oh boy. Means how much armor does she have right now? She has 26, not that much armor.
Yeah, the armor really, it doesn't matter that much. Like, the way this hero wins fights is just by out DPSing you. No matter how much you hurt her, she's going to hurt harder. And she's mobile, she's got her refraction, she's got this not innate, but a facet that gives the damage every time refraction is consumed as well, so she hits harder and harder, but I think they're just a bit too far behind. 15k behind, that's a full AC, and now Octarine core on Chaos Knight. This is a new one, by the way. I haven't seen Octarine core CK so far. This is some new tech for me.
Okay, wait, let's theorize about this. So now we have 56 second Phantasm.
Tier 3 is gone.
Cooldown.
While we theorize.
Let's see. If you get the 30 seconds, talent at 25. So you have what, 25 second downtime on illusions? That seems pretty good.
That seems absolutely broken, to be honest. And you can spam Chaos Bolt as well for illusions.
Yeah, baby. And because of that, the reign of chaos, baby. You know how many illusions we're gonna get? All of them. It's gonna be crazy. An army of CKs. Are you ready on the side of Yellow Submarine? Apparently the answer is yes, because they're coming for the fight. Gleipnir out onto Kiyotaka as well as Dark Lord. Kiyotaka's already gone. There will be an ultimate to stop that Rolling Thunder coming in from those Primal Beasts, almost killing off Kasane, forcing him out of the fight, but he still will eventually die. Erase, looking towards controlling the back of the fight. Buyback on Pango as Dark Lord going in onto the TA, wants to eliminate his opposing carry, and he will easily do so. Dragging her in with the Reality Rift and killing her off. She buys back. Dark Lord, though, is still a monster in this fight. A triple kill for him so far. Might be going for more. Gleipnir out onto 3. Dragging in Erase. Erase about to die as well. The CK cannot be stopped. And now, unfortunately, Pulverize is back online. He gets stunned up immediately as he buys back into the fight. That should just be that. King throws in the tower. He recognizes that the reign of chaos is way too powerful. GG, well played is called. And 9 Pandas take game 1 away from Yellow Submarine.
Some of them call GG, some of them call GG and Tip and Smiley Face as well. Yeah, I don't think there's any big bad blood here, but it was a fun game. It was a nice game in which...
Go download a Miposhka replay. Do that. Should be pretty easy. But I'm with you. This Enchantress has incredible potential in this early laning phase here to really impact this game. And then, of course, as we've seen in these qualifiers, if you are able to make that snowball happen in the lanes, it also ends up affecting the mid lane too.
The spillover effect.
And also, you know, selfishly, I want game 3. So let's go, Yellow Suba. Yes, movement.
That's the bias. That's the bias for game 3. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I feel like these two teams, it would be a shame for Yellow Suba to lose 2-0 after they won versus 9 Pandas 2-0. I feel like this should go game 3. Like, they won against them 2-0 in the early stages of the tournament. So they definitely have proven to themselves that they can do it. I have to say, though, the tech that they used has been completely exposed, and it's no longer available for Yellow Suba. They are not getting these CKs early on. But Satanic, you know, he's a young dude, young player with so many good heroes at the moment.
The battle begins.
Game is about to get started.
Invoke,
Otaka
Joker.
gonna get pushed back by the cards here. He is gonna go into the EMP, but that's gonna leave him dead. They give the first blood to Erase as well. Okay, Tips, anything? Okay. They're leaving it for later in the game. We're starting things off very seriously, but we're starting things off with a massive advantage in the mid lane.
Dude, you just gave your enemy Void Spirit a first blood on the lane. Yeah, I'd call that a really good advantage. Basically, you understand why that happened, right? Kiyotaka, he didn't read the patch notes on the power cogs. I mean, I know that
You've been complaining about this for days, bro.
I know that he played against it, you know, but so many players, they just still don't feel it. They don't have it in the muscle memory to run away from Clockwork a little bit further.
Yeah. Gets caught for that one, gets punished, effectively gives away a free bottle to Erase. So it's going to lead into a great start to the game for the side of Yellow Suba. And of course, there was a little bit of experience picked up by the heroes that were surrounding. So that means getting level 2 that fraction of a second faster.
He gets the courier and he gets the wave, and they're trying to connect them somewhere in the jungle. But I feel like, yeah, this is kind of rough for Undying. He will connect them in the end, which is a win. That's a W right there.
I love these laning shenanigans early on.
Oh, I think
Double lanes basically in the jungle.
I think this is like a pretty big win for Solo.
Yeah, keeps the entire wave here. Should be able to get a couple of denies out of this as well while he's here.
But if you look at Kasane, he managed to take the other wave for a walk. So he's under his own tower with another wave. Everyone gets a wave. Clockwork gets a wave. Darkseer gets a wave. Everyone gets a wave. Just not Razor. Razor, you sit in timeout.
You just have to wait your turn, brother.
Exactly. As a carrier, you hate these shenanigans, especially when you're playing a hero that dominates the lane more than anything else, like Razor does.
Not feeling good, just sitting here hitting creeps, not being able to assert yourself onto the heroes. Still though, we'll at least be glad that he's not being aggressed into massively, at least not yet. Solo will be glad for that too. They're just all getting experience and gold while they can. How's top doing though? Ench, Troll, we were anticipating this being a very powerful lane. And so far so good. They're putting quite a bit of pressure onto the Beastmaster. You can see his CS numbers are suffering a little bit, but they haven't yet chewed through all the consumables to marinate them for death.
It's just like, first Troll is good against Beast, and then Enchantress is even better because of Enchant. Like, you can't go for boars and stuff, like you have to max out Wild Axes. This is a lane that they should be winning, or doing well at least in.
Other side of things, we
Solo?
see Rue putting some pressure onto Solo, running him down. They really want to try and find this kill. Is he going to get it? There's the power cogs. New and improved, baby. And he gets the double. Doesn't just kill Solo. Takes away his courier that was carrying quite a bit of regen on it.
Yeah, kills it before it even delivers the stuff. And one extra thing, if he doesn't get cogged there, he has enough mana to use the K with the stick. But he got cogged, he lost some mana, and then he couldn't even do that.
Sorry, Solo. Rip Solo, our favorite song.
So far, so good, but what has to be said is Kiyotaka is demolishing a lane where he fed first blood. And when it comes to last hits, 21 on the Invoker, 13 on the Void Spirit. Void Spirit, first, he was picked into the Invoker, and he got a kill on Invoker, which was a first blood on Invoker, and it still doesn't matter because this man is... yeah, like I said, I really think this hero is a bit stronger than people give credit to right now.
What do you think it is about the hero that is gone unnoticed in terms of the changes?
I think his laning stage is just a bit better. Everyone knows about the lifesteal, right? Like the way you heal now with Quas. But I think it's overtuned a little. It's not overtuned. I'm not saying Invoker is broken. I'm just saying like he can catch you by surprise sometimes when you're trying to trade with him or gank him and he's suddenly just healing up.
Well, somebody who can't heal up is going to be poor Saish. Ran down by some of this creep army. You were mentioning how this Enchantress could be annoying, and we get a nice demonstration there. She kills off this Rubik.
It's like Rubik does nothing to Ench. Beastmaster does nothing to Ench. Troll is strong against Rubik and Beast. So overall, this lane should be heavily favoriting Yellow Submarine.
They actually might try to dive underneath the tower here. Got the Wild Ring Ripper, trying to close him out. They get the slow out of the Wild Axes. There's the Wild Ring Ripper push as well. The Hurricane ensures he's right in front of the Troll, so King should be able to find this one. Rubik is here, finding the lift back. Aztecor thought the kill was going to happen for sure, was going to be willing to let the Troll have it, but sometimes not being greedy as a support means the target survives. But middle, Erase does not have that problem. He finds the solo kill onto the Invoker. Then down bottom, Solo is eating a plasma field right now, or helping with the plasma field. Gonna get brought down by Kasane and Rue. And unfortunately, Dark Lord at this stage of the game can't do anything against the Surge, so they just run away right in front of his face.
Yeah, once they start diving them, it's really hard. Even for Solo, you know, you're this Undying, considered one of the strongest laners. He's gonna TP top though. That's an interesting move. TP stop. Rubik is there as well. They want to maybe zone this rollout.
Saish is going for the full rep. I think they want the kill here. Want to justify the expenditure in time. Blood Grenade thrown forward, but it's a little bit too fast. Already has the phase boots going. So he gets out and has to go. Moved in, but with the Nature's Attendants will have this take a lot longer. And now here comes the clockwork. Rue wants to make sure that they punish some of this move. In the meantime, they do end up losing the Enchantress. And they get another kill onto somebody to make this move worthwhile. Alberta is quite low. He's inside the power cogs, eating some damage, and he will eventually die. While this is going down, like you said, Void Spirit shows up, looking in for the backlines. Erase would hope to get somebody here. Does see Solo, jumps in. Is Solo gonna die here? Looks like he will. One more spell is all that he needs from Erase. And Solo will make him work for it, but the work will succeed. Another kill for Erase.
Dude, this game just went upside down within a span of a couple of minutes. 1 minute, basically. 7 kills on the board.
Oh, snap. We might have another one, fam, because down bottom, got the first wall of the game committed.
And down top as
it
well.
Was underneath the tier 1 tower. Top. And then for the Wisdom Room, the contest will be won by Erase. But they're not going to let this one go for free. Alberca comes in. He doesn't have Primal Roar, though. But I think he has enough units that Erase doesn't really want to risk it.
Yeah, maybe some TP comes up bottom and down top. A lot of battles are happening everywhere. But they are pretty much all favoriting Yellow Suba. Like, they got some kills on the mid lane first and foremost. They got that Kiyotaka solo kill on the Void Spirit, and then all hell broke loose. He got the double damage, moved top, helped out. They went for that wrap with the Undying on top lane. It wouldn't work, but bot lane maybe it will. Let's see. Walker is here.
Dude, that was a lot of discipline from Kasane and Rue. There's no way I would have not gone in. I would have jumped him and died. But that's why they're in the Grand Bracket Final and not me.
There's a lot of reasons why you're not there, bro, but that is one of those. Kiyotaka?
Oh, Kasane will get caught out by Kiyotaka. There's going to be the complement of spells. The Tornado missed, though, so can't hold him in place long enough. He doesn't really want to spend too much time taking pot shots from the tier 1. Look at this.
If that Tornado connected, yeah, but without the Tornado, it was hard.
They were thinking of going top, but there's an Observer Ward that will scout this movement.
This is really nice, by the way. Even though that move didn't work. Ah, never mind. It's not nice. Rue just got dispelled. I hate this creep. I hate it so much.
It's fine. Kasane gives him a new one. He's like, I got you, bro.
Yeah, he's just annoying, you know? Like, this little shit, you go in, you want to farm, and he just dispels whatever you have on you. It's like, bro. It's like personal, you know?
I'm like, what did I do to you? Let me live. Middle. Erase is just gonna take some spell damage here, but has a shield root at the ready as well as 5 1 charges. Should be fine.
He just doesn't like mana. He thinks mana is for noobs. He likes playing without it, so... He does have a shield drone, like you said, and a full bottle, so smoke up, moving bottom.
Yeah. Solo's going to be the one shown. They would have preferred to fight Dark Lord, but they'll still settle for killing off Solo. Nice free kill to go the way of Erase, giving him a mega kill streak at 9 minutes in the game.
One nice thing that's preventing Yellow Suba from completely rolling out of control is the tornado on Walker. I feel like if not for that, you'd have this Void Spirit with Iron Shell just already going bottom, getting Iron Shell, moving back mid, solo killing the enemy mid laner. But Invoker is one of those that can't be that easily bullied.
There's 3 heroes for 9 Pandas situated around the bottom side. What does kind of suck is they're on a hero like Doxia. Like, you lift them, yeah, he surges, he gets away. They don't yet have the burst damage unless they bring the Invoker, or probably even Beastmaster is needed to actually find the kill bottom.
For sure. They lost these lanes on 9 Pandas. The way they won the lanes in last game, they lost them as hard this time around, and they're just free food at this point.
Solo is going to be the first entree, taken out by Erase. The rest of the crew will be TPing out just to make sure that they can maintain safety. So they have to give up the tier 1 tower for this one, though.
I feel like they're already playing for some post-mid game, you know? Not necessarily super late game, but they're waiting for a lot of items before they can take these fights. Like Invoker needs a vessel at least, and then maybe you can make a play. But you need your level 6 on Rubik at least, so he's usable. Your Beastmaster, of course, wasn't going Dominator. Going for Diagonals. You can't really go Dom. Twenge. You can, but doesn't feel that great.
I was doing standard Beastmaster things right now. Just pushing out the tier 1 tower. Gonna start taking over this jungle. And make sure there's less space to be farmed by the troll who's bottom right now. Kasane actually shows up to the top side of the map. They surge forward Rue, but it's just because Primal roared. They're not going to allow the cogs. They've seen how dangerous they can be. They're like, not today, sir. You just stay back.
They just forced out the cogs, that's it. But they have TP'd now. With these 2 heroes, they also have the wall if they wanted to use it. So let's see if they remain on top, because Void Spirit is around. Or if they go for the mid-tier 1 tower and maybe some move on Kiyotaka Invoker.
They do have the level 6 now on the clockwork. If they have the angle, he's gonna go for it. He's thinking about it. He was winding it up. His arms are moving up, and then he goes in, but a second too late. Invoker already moved back to safety. Tornado back out onto Erase with the EMP, burns away all his mana. And that will end any potential of killing off the Invoker.
And he was like threading the needle between 2 heroes as well with that hookshot. In the end, it does miss. But they do get regen on Erase, which is nice. And a difficult game for 9 Pandas right now to play. I just don't see any plays that are doable for them besides some reactive stuff. You know, they go mid tier 1, you counter them with the tornado and you play off of that, maybe some roar. But them making their own play, this Invoker without a vessel charge, I don't see it happening.
Yeah. I mean, most of this draft is like, this is a TI4 draft, big anchor type of thing. We all move as a big ball together. Regrettably, Yellow Submarine can definitely exploit that. I think also another big problem that they're going to have, once Kasane finishes this pipe of insight that he's trying to finish through the mid lane, so much of 9 Pandas' damage for a significant portion of this game will be magical. So those to be finding themselves struggling to really output that damage. And, you know, it's not like Dark Lord, it's not like you pick Razor for the right-click aspect of the hero, right? Yes, there is physical damage that comes out of the eye, that comes out of the static link, but you're not picking him specifically to hit heroes until they fall over dead.
Pretty much. Who does that is the Void Spirit if he goes in. He's got the Sand Shell to work with. No Tornado, they just scouted that out. Kiyotaka, all he does is he uses one spell mid and then goes into Ghost Walk around the Radiant jungle to break these smokes. Hook in.
Shot coming in from the clockwork. He wants cogs on a bigger target than Solo, but Solo will be the only one they find. They'll probably have to content themselves with this kill. Impetus shot from Askerol will take him out. Okay, Tier 1 tower should be dealable, but this tornado, it's really frustrating matters for Yellow Submarine, but they are seeming quite persistent. These heroes are going to stick around until this building falls.
I think they're super happy with the state of the game. Like, they don't even have to. They can commit and they will commit, but your carry, your position 1 is farming way faster than the Razor. Raze going in.
Full in, looking for this Invoker, dragging him in with the Aether Remnant. The rest of the team isn't there.
Oh, the wall was...
Kasane did drop a wall that's not really going to connect onto that many heroes. Dark Lord also shows up, looking to get into the backline of the fight, and they get Rue, who has decided, you know what? I am just going to go all the way here to the west, separate you guys from the rest of my team, give them time to take the tier 1, but crucially to keep them alive.
Yeah, they overcommitted a little bit on Yellow Subat. I still do think that they are the stronger ones. Even 4v5, I feel like they have the strength to take the fights, but not like that. You have to combo your spells properly. The wall was mediocre at best, you know, just connected on the Invoker. Invoker gets out, and then everything is much easier for 9 Pandas, especially with Razor, of course, committing and joining the fight.
Are any of these illusions actually good that the Darkseid gets from wall?
Beastmaster.
Beastmaster, yeah, the inner beast.
His illusion is pretty damn good. You get the passive.
Let's see how things go in the next few minutes. Manta style now picked up by Erase. So another little power spike for our Void Spirit. And he's happy to actually try and make a move. He's already heading on a little bit of an adventure. But Rue, I think, just wants vision first and foremost. He's like, we need to know where we are going. Let's not have what happened in this triangle happen again. What's our troll building? We haven't spoken about King in a while.
I just Maelstrom into SNY, into a BKB. Hook, another one missed.
Who doesn't get it this time around? They did have some vision, but it did get de-warded quite quickly. This costed them the usage of Tombstone though, so Yellow Suba could still decide that they want to try something once Hookshot is back online. They'll have a small window where it's available and Tombstone is not.
They can maybe make a play elsewhere. Kind of hard to do it on this Rubik because he does have Astral Step. Look at that fight. Of course, zombies do beat Wild Wings eventually. Okay.
Yeah,
that Prophet right now gets ghosts of the heroes that have died on the map, right? What if Undying gets zombies of heroes that have died?
Oh, that would be cool.
Or even creeps, you know, he gets the certain sort of zombies out of the
like any unit that if any unit dies within like a 250 radius of him, or like 500 radius, that unit becomes one of the zombies. I like that. Bottom lane, Hookshot onto Dark Lord, but at the same time, Primal Roar onto Erase, stopping the Void Spirit from getting involved in this fight and stopping this gank flats. Immediate response from 9 Pandas to punish Yellow Suba down bottom.
Yeah, very nicely done and countered. I feel like they lived through this mid game. They just survived through it. That's it. And now they're in a spot in which, okay, the game is playable again. And I love that they recognized when they're able to fight and when they aren't. Like, these fights now can become a little bit easier for them. Specifically when the fights are scattered like this. Like 5-on-5, it might still be a little bit difficult. But if you find an isolated Void Spirit, you can definitely kill him off. Roar, lift afterwards, there's more than enough control for him.
Is it a scary enough prospect that you might have to consider like a Linken's here at some point?
Whenever you're playing into Beastmaster, you can consider it, but you also have to consider that they have other ways of breaking it easily, and they do. So maybe just a Lotus from one of the supports or something like that.
It's already being queued up right now by Rue. It's taking your advice on hold. So 4-star Lotus Soul will come in for the clockwork. And just a 4-star for this Ench on the other side.
Lotus probably superior here, you know, over buying some Lincolns on your cores and cluttering your inventory that way. If you get Lotus, it's also good versus Vessel and Invoker versus all of his spells. So.
You're talking about clutter. For some reason, I'm imagining you like reading a Marie Kondo book around, specifically around your item pool. Mid lane, Kiyotaka just gets jumped on. He is gonna be easily killed off. Doesn't have his allies around him. And unfortunately, there's no shot on the Rubik. So even if they were there, they can't really save him. Heads up.
Still, like if you get like both of these teams are very scary when it comes to executing the targets they jump on. BKBs will be up on both sides very shortly. Razor needs only the recipe when it comes to... Yeah, they're pretty much in the same state right now. Him and the troll.
Just have to wait for Kiyotaka to respawn first. Probably want him to finish off the bots before he fully gets involved, but double BKB for both sides. Or for one side. Other side only has one BKB. But they also have one on Alberca and his Beastmaster.
Yeah, and it's completed, right? Like it's flying out to him. It makes the game a little bit easier as well when you're playing into Darkseer and all of his spells. Just having the BKB will feel nice.
Looks like they're gonna smoke to try and reveal some of these items. This is a particular power spike. You were mentioning how good they are at knowing when they're strong, and right now is definitely the time. For Yellow Suba, they're already inside the Roshan pit, so they can get caught out here.
They are using the resources. Anch is already on half mana. They used a lot of mana on Void Spirit. This could be a good fight.
Also used Resonant Pulse. The Tornado catches 4 heroes with the Plasma Field to follow it up. They kill off the Aegis, but King is the one that snatches the Roshan itself. There will now be a fight breaking out. He's trying his best, fighting against the Beastmaster with BKB. They still haven't taken away the first life of this troll. He's too damn strong right now. In the meantime, Erase, they couldn't control him up adequately. So he's piercing the backlines, looking for Sayush, controlling up Kiyotaka. They've wiped everybody. And a fight that looked like it had an amazing beginning only ends with this young Undying surviving by TPing out. What the hell went down there, Liz?
That honestly, what went down there is one thing. They decided to fight in the pit. And okay, it's a good fight. I like it. I like the fact that they're trying to contest it. But they still didn't complete the BKB on Razor. And I think that's what changes everything. This Razor, he's forced to run, or he's just collateral damage. He just dies as collateral. Instead of being the one that goes in and just links up the troll, he cannot. It's the Beastmaster that fights off troll 1v1. The strongest hero on your side is committing on a hero, on the only hero that he shouldn't commit on. That's how I feel. Like, the only hero that he shouldn't commit on at this stage in the game is him. So they just get wiped. The vacuum wall, of course, combo was good. The cogs in the backlines were also good. So both teams, I feel like, played their cards correctly, but they just didn't have good enough of a hand on Radiant. They needed this BKB on Razor.
Probably also a disaster that even though they get the Roshan, it still gets the Aegis just before they arrive. And then they can't kill him in the first life anyway. I mean, things could have been so different. If they had a little bit more damage onto him before he gets off the battle trance. Well, they did not. On the bright side, the next fight will definitely have BKB for the Razor, unless that fight comes right now, which Yellow Super is trying to engineer for themselves. They smoked S3. They're not going to come across Kiyotaka as he TPs out, but they might find Dark Lord. And this would not be good.
The scan does connect though, so they probably shouldn't be caught off guard at least. Kiyotaka is in ghost form, so completely fine.
Okay, back off, they're fine. But it does mean more time that Satanic is allowed to hit this tier 2 tower middle. Bringing it lower and lower, so now you have only one tier 2 left in the top lane, and Erase just jumping in directly onto the supports. You're gonna try and find Sayush and succeed. Man, look at that double damage rune. He has it in his back pocket. Throws out the damage, and it's an easy kill on Rubik.
How did you call the rune?
He drank it, remember? We spoke about this, bro.
Okay.
Because he drank it from the bottle. It was planned to be double damage.
It's only double damage if it's from the bottle. I accept.
From the bottle. Yeah,
I accept.
Otherwise, it's still amplified damage.
They need to look. If they're gonna change names of runes, then they also have to change the voice lines that heroes, like, say. once they pick up those runes. Because all of these heroes still say, I haven't heard a single one say amplify damage. It's still double damage.
What they should actually do is leave all of those voice lines, but the only person who changes Slaughter. No. A nice little nod to the past. How much time left on this Aegis now? It's going to be about 90 seconds. Almost got the full Gleipnir being delivered on the courier now for the troll. And they're just going to keep applying map pressure. Very few places for 9 Pandas to farm. They just have to hold hands and hope beyond hope that their supports are not being jumped.
Yeah, all 3 cores as well. Like, I don't know who's willing to really go in frontline for them, but they'll have to do it. And it's going to have to be the Razor, really. He's just not big enough. He's got Manta, BKB. Okay, this could
they
be a
find
good pickoff.
Kasane in the river. This is a great pickoff. Not going to be able to get off at anything. He was coming up the hill, didn't know what was up. He just died, but now Dark Lord is in a little bit of danger. Caught inside Power Cogs, but this time he does have the BKB. So he's able to go back and re-engage onto this Troll Warlord who was trying to kill our Bertha, but he's losing all his damage. Look at how little he does. He is hitting fast, but for absolutely nothing. And they are able to take away his first life. But now Erase, he is back again. He is going to help out in killing off that Beastmaster, and they want a little bit more. Gleipnir coming out from this King Troll on the second life, holding on solo, holding Razor. Now they want to kill this Razor off the 4-star to the low ground. Astagor doing his best to lay in damage with the impetus, but Erase is the one that finds the assassination. Although he's credited with the kill, meaning that it's an inch that gets a triple to end off the fight.
Yeah, it's a nice little play there by Ench. I don't know if you saw it. She went to the cliff.
Sproink.
Yeah, and the Sproink back to get all those right clicks into the Razor that were necessary to take him down. This was probably the best possible imagined fight for 9 Pandas. They eliminate Darkseer immediately. They link up the Razor on top of the Troll. They kill him off. Of course, a better fight would be without Troll having an Aegis, but they unfortunately didn't get that chance. So they demonstrated a little bit why this Razor is so good into the Troll.
Razor was putting in that work there, but yeah, if it wasn't for the Aegis, things would have been very, very different. Now they also have a Blink Dagger off the back of that fight. And to think about it, right, they won that fight with Yellow Suba, killing some important heroes, despite playing 4v5 for the majority of the engagement. Now King, he's going to make it a 4v5 in their favor, hopefully, by trying to kill off Kiyotaka. Doesn't manage to do so, but creates enough space that Brew can go in for the hookshot onto Solo. Gets bounced back, though, by the Primal Roar. But that's more about signaling a retreat. Solo happily drops a tombstone, forces them to destroy it. The rest of his team can flee into the safety of the base.
They don't have the wall, right? Like, that's a positive. On the other side, you don't have Undying, you don't have Tombstone, but you have all the BKBs. I think you're kinda okay with pushing this, but you have to be careful with all the poke that Invoker can do from distance.
They have no Aegis in their hands right now. Primal Roar will be down for another 25 seconds, so killing off this troll quickly gonna be a bit problematic. Done quite a bit of damage here. The attendants will heal a lot of it up, and they still have the GG boots coming back online, but they've seen enough, they've done enough. It's time to get back.
Yeah, they forced Glyph. I think that's what's most important. They forced the Glyph. Rosh can spawn in a minute, but yeah, very unlikely that that will happen. Aghanims is being completed by the troll. He needs, what, 200 gold more? And you got a lot of big items. Like you already mentioned the Blink Dagger on the Darkseer. You have your full pike completed on Ench. Okay, it isn't feeling bad, man. And also the Lincolns that you mentioned that we talked about, that's the thing that Void Spirit is actually going to buy. It's a good Lincoln's game still. You're playing into Roar. You don't have a Lotus Orb completed yet on Rue. Like he sidetracked into the 4-staff first. He got distracted. For the best, of course. Like this 4-staff is also damn necessary into Razor.
That's funny. Both teams have heroes that, well, in the past you would buy 4-staffs against. Now you don't buy 4-staff against Clockwork, I guess. And it's not really as core as it used to be. There is one other big item, though, for the Radiant side. They just got a BKB for Kiyotaka. So this Invoker will not just have to flee the moment he sees Erase jumping in. He can actually stand his ground a while. Dish out some spell damage that way. We have an opportunity to do it now, though, because both teams are smoked up, looking for an engagement, looking to control this area before the big man comes to work, the 30-minute mark. Both teams don't really have great vision to make these jumps, so situated around their wards, playing very, very carefully. I love these situations where both teams are sitting around a cliff that has vision, just waiting for someone else to make a mistake.
Yeah, even these kind of plays, you know, even just throwing a tornado and missing can be an invitation to go, because you know, okay, this guy doesn't have a tornado. I know exactly where he fired it from, so I can maybe initiate. So these kind of plays are doable, but right now both of these teams, I guess 9 Pandas would be happier to fight instantly, but if you're Yellow Suba, you're in no huge rush. You could go mid though, you do have Lincolns.
Towards this Rubik, gonna get himself caught inside the hook shot. Let's get out of the power cards. Just forced off. Not gonna be able to chase him down. He's fine.
Yeah, the Lincolns was there. He tried to steal the step from Void Spirit, but doesn't manage to do so. Ghost Walk.
Come across Kiyotaka. He does have dust, but he's a little bit too far away to catch up to the Ghost Walk there. But that'll open up some space, because look where his team is going. They're like, we know Invoker is top. Time for us to go into Roche.
Yeah, and you could see that Beastmaster was connecting to the Invoker, maybe thinking we might be able to kill Void Spirit if he stays, but nicely done by Erase. He reads it perfectly, moves back bottom. He knows that Rush will be up anyway, so like you said, 9 more seconds. Oh, I think he's moving. They're moving top. They want to fight.
Okay.
This is a debate.
Okay. Okay. He's the first one out as well. They're not even doing this under cover of smoke.
Blackbeard catches him.
Up, and they actually catch Alberta. He primal roars, but his TP got cancelled, so there's no way he can escape this. You see Kasane chasing after him. Erase comes through as well. Goes into his PKP, but he knows that his life is forfeit. Dominating streak for Erase. Now they can still go back and take the Aegis anyway.
Yeah, Kiyotaka, while that was happening, he moved back top and he used Electricity on, I believe, one of the Fort Spirits or maybe the Carti. And he instantly goes back mid. He's basically full on buy time mode now. That's it. Like, just creep skip, buy time. He knows there's no way in hell they can contest this without the Beastmaster.
Playing some Rat Invoker for us.
Sorry, the only problem I see here is the Razor just falls off so heavily. Like, you pick him as your position 1 to counter the troll, but if you do not win convincingly these mid-game engagements where you're supposed to be strongest,
go on to him. He does have the BKB. This time does connect on top of him. And Sayush also managing to steal away the Dissimulate. Don't think Yellow Submarine can keep this chase going. Well, I say that, but Race will wants to try and bring down Sayush. There's going to be a stolen Dissimulate.
He can't get to high ground.
He's going to go. Oh, it glimmers, but there is a dust. We have a way to kill him.
He tried going on high ground and still trying to get closer to the base. Aegis, Troll hitting your high ground.
Did steal some damage away from him, but not nearly enough. Satanic is still very, very strong. He's also building into a Lincoln Sphere of his own, so they're going to have the double on the course to make sure that this Primal Roar rather, cannot catch them out at any point in the game.
This Troll is just becoming bigger and bigger, and the last 10 minutes, I don't think Razor has bought anything. You only got the shard and that's it. Like, the last 10 minutes, I haven't seen a single item on him. He's the lowest farmed core in the game. It's sometimes really how the games of Razor go.
Yep. He is going to get a link out onto Satanic right now,
Nice
but there's
wall.
Kasane with 3 heroes with the vac wall caught inside it. They hate to get the hell out of here. Solo, though, going to take the hard way into the fountain. Primal Roar was thrown in just to try and create some space, but 9 Pandas already have to tuck their tails between their legs, get into the fountain, and hope they can fight on the re-engage. They did glyph, though, so this will delay this push a little bit. Maybe long enough for a defense, maybe not. Let's see. Erase jumping in directly onto Solo, but they won't kill him off just yet. Goes back to safety. Satanic is just interested in the buildings. He wants to double their axe advantage. He succeeds in doing so, and they're not leaving here, Liz. They're just gonna go top.
They still have ages, they still have all the resources, and most importantly, 9 Pandas, they don't have the BKBs on 2 cores.
The lack of PKPs is gonna be a problem. Dark Lord does have a Mantis style though, getting out of the initiation of a race. They push back Satanic. Some Spoink damage flying in home. What? Dark Lord. If Dark Lord didn't suffer, if there weren't uphill misses, and they didn't have that smoke, he might have actually just died. In the meantime, Solo is indeed just dead. Dumped on by a race, no buyback available for him. You have the primal roar, but now the back wall is onto 4. Well, no war, but it's just a vacuum into the power cards. No escape for pretty much all of them. The very least, Kiyotaka will delay things a little bit, but his death is secure. GG, well played is called. And Yellow Submarine bounce back. They show us that the youth still have an extra step inside them and make sure that the old man suffers, taking game 2 and forcing us into a deciding, exciting game number 3.
And I love that everyone...
Draft a lot better than I thought it was beforehand. Let's see if it's good enough. Will they be able to come back and deliver Solo yet another opportunity to play at the International? Or will we genuinely have a TI Finals qualifier in Eastern Europe be with only one guy in the entire Grand Finals having been to TI before in the form of Kasane? That's going to be amazing, dude. The new era begins today.
That's like some new... They should add N to the start of the acronym. New Eastern European region. The new boys.
The new boys. Is there any other region where that's happened before? Where the top 2 teams only has one person who's done it before?
I sincerely doubt it. Like, usually qualifiers are always with one of these teams that kind of would have made it anyway, but they switched up the player pool and they had to go through open qualifiers, or they weren't playing well before. Something like that usually happens. But let's see. This is a very exciting upper bracket finals. On one side, like you said, we have Solo and the boys that have been at TI before. And on the other, we have a team that's just filled with fresh, new, upcoming stars.
Mm-hmm. These stars are out here. I must say, I came into this one expecting to be primarily and only really fully impressed by Satanic, but the rest of their squad, Rue and Erase in particular, have really grown on me watching them play.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. As the core as well. Like, the tipping game is there, the smiley faces game is there, all chat is there. He plays well too. Like, I've seen a lot of nice plays from him. His clockwork is definitely good. Can be said the same for his Enchantress. Like, he's got a couple of really nice heroes. Bot lane Solo.
Yeah, Solo already eating some damage, but it's only level 1. They're marinating him for they eventually try this again at level 2. Before we break down these lanes a little bit more, talk to me about Yellow Suba not having a coach. Like, as a young team, like, when is it necessary to start thinking, okay, we need a coach in order to get better? We'll talk about it in a second, because first they're going on Dark Lord. Look how much damage they did to this Weaver.
They have the Sentry. Solo is trying to counterplay this. He's got a lot of bonus damage, plus 35. But not enough to actually kill off anyone. The deconstruction facet as well on the support. Elder Titan feels so damn good.
To stack up that armor reduction. Up lane had Saish and Alberca. On the Shadow Demon Beastmaster versus Wind Ranger Clock. This Wind Ranger should not really have any issues getting her farm here.
Yeah, but back to your question, are we sure they don't have anyone? I feel like I've seen someone with them.
I couldn't find info on who the person is.
Yeah.
Let me try again.
Probably the Team Spirit. The majority of Team Spirit, they're there.
Or like the infrastructure of the team. I see.
No, I mean, like, Yatoro is there behind King. He's like, come on, you can do it, bro. Step it up. I didn't like your TA. This needs to improve.
Oh, that's funny. Right now, this laning phase, still, as usual, slow and steady. Everybody just farming. The Weaver is starting to pick up more CS and should be able to put some decent harassment to it. Up lane Yatoro Junior, not regular Yatoro. Yatoro Jr.
Yatoro Jr., yeah, Seiyuj. It was really interesting that that cog did not connect because it was kind of flying through him. He used Disruption defensively, saves himself. This Shadow Demon, by the way, is a hero that we haven't seen a lot. Bot lane solo.
Solo as taking a lot of damage here. The Shadow Realm hit from Rue, not going to be enough to kill him. So all of a sudden, Rue's in danger. Dark Lord has Geminate attack up. It's going to be enough to secure the first blood. And he has a Kuchi in a moment, so he shouldn't end up dying. He almost ran back towards Kasane. Kasane was thinking about sending in the Brew, but didn't have a way to proc it. So the Weaver will just end up living.
Yeah, just hits him once, you know. He has this stutter step on Weaver, so hits him once, slows him down, and then goes into the Lotus Pool, gets the Fairy Fire, gonna heal up completely. Top lane Alberca is fine as well, but bot lane Weaver actually doing quite alright during this lane.
I mean, yeah, after the harass he took early on, being able to come back quite well. Having this body of Solo in front of him, tank up this damage, makes it easy for him to just pepper these heroes. And there's a lot of harass, right? Between Spirits and Geminate attack, it is not fun to deal with. Rue's going to be spending most of his time inside the Storm Panda for the evasion.
I do think that there was kill potential on the Dire side, but now when Solo is level 3, it becomes like there is still potential, but it's more on the other side. Like this is 9 Pandas lane to win or lose. I feel like they're the stronger ones now for sure.
Let's take a look in this mid lane. Erase versus Kiyotaka. This time around, the CS matchup very, very even. No kills haven't happened either yet. Bottom, they're really trying again, but it's maybe a little bit too late now.
Basically what happened is Solo got his spirit back and then they tried going on him. Like, people don't respect... Okay, he can hit hard, but he's also very tanky when he gets the spirit back. They didn't really respect it, but then again, better than to run against him.
More damage going on to him now. The Bramble Maze gets completely dodged. He wants to try and risk his life to bring down Kasane, but he will fail. Instead, Rue picks him up with the Blood Grenade. He's also able to get back to safety with the Shadow Realm.
You saw what happened though, right? Like Weaver ran straight into the Brambles. He still gets a solo kill.
Oh my god. Weaver, man. What a player.
It's just Weaver things. This hero is really strong in the lane, so you gotta be careful playing against him. Mid lane Solo will refill the bottle, helping out a little bit on this mid lane. And speaking of mid lane, nothing really to speak about. It's very even at the moment.
Well, since this is a mid-pangle, which build is he going to be going for? The util build, the Echo Saber build, the old school diffusal? What's the angle?
I'm not completely sure. I feel like the new tech with Echo Saber should be the build.
Top lane. We almost lost our clock, but he's A-okay in the end. Able to salve up underneath the tier 1 tower.
Yeah, and speaking of the top lane, it's been very passive as well. Both of the cores just farming up. The bot lane is the only lane that has had a lot of real danger happening.
They're thinking about maybe going on to Solo. They have level 6 on Erase here. Bramble Maze will get dodged out. Solo has the pathing memorized. He's heading towards the right, but Erase doesn't feel like they can actually get this kill. Just grab the bounty, go back mid.
Yeah, he needed to get that bounty, if nothing else, because Kiyotaka got the other room. And he's abusing it a little bit now. He knows he has this region, so he can waste resources a little bit. Very, I'm not sure. Like, besides bottom lane, nothing is really happening on the map right now. Has Shadow Demon been stacking? Yeah, there's a big stack of in the hard camp, in the triangle. Courier?
At some point, Weaver will want to come finish this one off. Or anybody,
Courier?
really.
What the hell is that was for the scout, for the Wisdom Rune.
Yes. They will
Okay,
this time. He won't be able to do it. It's Sayush, boy. Sayush and Wisdom Runes. A match made in heaven, and there's no level 6 available. But there is the Wild Hawk dive onto this Clockwork as the core will get taken away.
That's
punished for his attempt to steal the Wisdom, and of course he's going to get tipped.
Of course, that's a tip. He's been tipping quite a bit in previous games, so gets tipped this time around. I guess he forgot about the Hawk, or maybe just hoped that Beastmaster Alberca will not be there. Alberca now, after killing him off, is killing off the stacks. This will propel him towards his Aghanims build.
Free money, baby. But because he's doing that on that side of the map, that does mean that his lane is going to be completely free for this Wind Ranger, which opens up space for the other support to move around. We see the Clockwork heading towards middle. I don't think they can realistically get this kill onto Kiyotaka just yet, but they might be able to save somebody else's life. They're just going to secure a haste rune. Make sure that it will be picked up by this Pango, but Pango gets disrupted. Oh, he's going to have to take it before they get it stolen by Kiyotaka, who's now caught inside some brambles, but does have an astral step to the high ground. It'll all be fine.
Yeah, there maybe would have been potential to make some kills there, but Pango, like this is what, second or third rune that he's not getting. Well, second, 6 and 8 minute ones, so has to go back.
Top lane. They threw a blood grenade out onto this Beastmaster. Focus fire was there as well, but they couldn't get close enough to drop some cogs and hold him in position for Satanic. Now though, supports are here, but they don't have Row anymore. Wild Access does get the kill onto the Clockwork. Disruption will delay the death of the Beastmaster on the other side, and he will eventually get taken out by Erase, who drops him with the shield crash. Now Rolling Thunder reaching forward for Solo, who ran very far underneath the tier 1 tower. A power shot misses from Satanic. The ships still have the damage after the shield crash connects. Swashbuckle misses as well. At least the last right click will not. 2 kills picked up for Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, a rare miss. Definitely a rare miss. Kiyotaka, back mid lane, is burning all of his mana out. These new cogs are some good tech. By the way, if you check Clockwork and you see his skill build, this isn't something that you would ever see back in the day. But right now, you can go for it.
Maxing out the cogs for maximum amount of annoyance on the enemy team.
It's not only annoyance, it's not like that you're burning only mana, like you're dishing out some serious damage as well. Like it can be, it can do a lot, and he's got it on level 3 now actually. But it's kind of harder and it's not as reliable as Battery Assault, of course. And Battery Assault is very simple. You go in, you press Q, that's it. There's a chance that they outplay the power cogs as well. So far, I haven't seen a single Clockwork player figure out the right way to attack the cogs so they always connect, because if the enemy hero is moving around you, he can dodge them.
It's gonna take time and practice for people to relearn exactly how the new version of the spell works. Tango got unlucky enough not to find yet another rune, but there will be a stack created for him that he cleans up now, and it looks like he has made the decision of going Echo Saber.
Yeah, that's the new tech, at least on the new old tech mid lane. A lot of damage is being taken by the Dark Bow. Should survive this time around. Shadow Realm, and she's gone. Echo Saber was a build on Pango, right? Like a long time ago, and then it disappeared.
Long ago.
Yeah, now it's back in the meta.
They're thinking of starting to send some heroes towards top.
He still hits him with 2. Sorry, just the mana.
If he was level 6, they might have considered jumping there, but they will ultimately decide against it. They actually make a rotation to the top lane with this Weaver as well. Dark Lord wants to put himself on the map, help them take the tier 1 tower, and make sure that the map is a little bit smaller for Satanic to play around.
I gotta say, I'm not sure if this is the build that he will commit to. He might switch it up on Weaver, but I am a big enjoyer of Dragonlance Dazzle. Just going full on aggressive mode. Only problem is, like this build, if you aren't getting kills, can fall off. However, if you get an early shard, that Desolator also becomes sort of a farming item, because you can actually just Supuchi through the waves, Supuchi through even Ancients and kill them off with Deso stacks.
I will say the thing I like the most about this Deso build for this Weaver is, from all the games we've seen, Dark Lord is at his best when he is playing on the up-tempo, fighting into heroes, where he's not the one sitting back and farming. Doesn't really suit his playstyle. So this kind of thing, where his success is contingent on killing heroes, I think is the best way to get the most out of him.
It might be. My problem with it is he is the hard carry. He is the ultimate win condition for his team.
Yeah.
Like, you can split it up between the Beast Axe build, Void Spirit and Weaver. But if they do not win these upcoming fights, I'm not sure who's going to recover for them.
It's sort of like the opposite of the gameplay we saw yesterday. Where instead of three late game cores, you have three mid game cores.
Yeah,
all peak around the same time.
Yeah, pretty much. And I really enjoyed. Who was it, by the way? Again, it's not one win. Which team was it? The one with VTune. The Night Pulse. Yeah. I enjoyed that tech. That was also something different. It's always nice to see a different idea and different approach to the game.
Right now they're trying to approach the yellow super side of the map to catch somebody out. Unfortunately, no catch is forthcoming, and they can't even drop observer wards on the way out. But now they know that Satanic is. They saw the power shot. So they could think about this. They have the availability of Primal Roar from Beastmaster, and they're pinging behind him. I think they want to try and make this happen.
There's a potential for kill on both sides here, right? Like this Beastmaster could get blown up very quickly. And at the same time, like you said, wrap around could catch the Satanic Wind Ranger. Or do we just call him King now? I guess he's King. Or does he have to earn that nickname?
He has to earn it for you. You can't just show up and say you're Sumail, bro. You see, Sumail in his first year won multiple lands and won a TI. He became the king. You know, he only adopted it later, so you still have some work to do, fam. That's probably why also he's Satanic and not Satan. Hasn't earned the upgrade yet.
What do you have to do to earn that upgrade?
To become Satanic? Eliminate some Chinese teams on the road to TI finals, man. Then you are my personal devil. They did not in the end end up going on to Satanic, and they do not in the end up going on to Alberca, so false alarm, fake news, no fighting happening.
Yeah, Alberca actually TPing back, so he read that something might happen. He didn't even run back, even though he has a tier 1 tower. He TP'd to the tier 2 tower. Because of that, he will probably not be able to join mid-fight if it happens, but he does have a full Aghanims 14 minutes in. Not a bad timing at all.
Alberca beast, man. Dude, if 9 Pandas win this game, right, this is the last Beastmaster we're going to see in this tournament, because between them and one win, Cloud and Alberca, there's no way anybody lets Beast through. Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's very popular. Like, you could even see how many games we have on Aghanims and what the average is. Like, he's 40 seconds later, but I believe not... this is not the exact build for those averages. Like, he's got arcane boots as well. I'm not sure if they're bought in every single game too.
Also, probably some of those averages were skewed by some really, really crazy games where you found like 11-minute axes. So
Yep.
Down bottom, Yellow Submarine are gonna stack up around the tower. They want to be able to open this up for themselves, get more gold into the Brewmaster to finish off his Radiance. And I don't think they're scared of having their tier 2 pushed into. In fact, 9 Pandas don't even want to push a tier 2. They want to fight. They're going to smoke up and start heading across the map towards the mid lane.
Yeah, maybe with this Weaver connecting from top now onto the mid lane, they are taking the enemy side of the map. Solo can perhaps ward, this ward behind the tier 1 tower. In between tier 1 and tier 2 always feels nice. You want to fight on both sides.
Decision now. Yeah, Yellow Submarine is here. Brambles blown out right now by the Dark Willow. Don't have a Rolling Thunder just yet. Also have this Weaver just sneaking in the right clicks onto the tower. He will finish it off. Yellow Submarine do not want to fight anymore.
Yeah, but this Void Spirit would if I was him, I'd be screaming, "Let's fight!" I have double damage and shield rune at the same time. This feels pretty damn strong.
He's about to get another big spike as well, with his Manta about to be completed too. So much harder to kill, much more damage and survivability. Feels good.
Yeah, they're getting some big items, like you said. One on him. Of course, the Weaver now also has a Desolator.
But Yellow Submarine, they don't want to let the peace of this game continue. They're going to smoke up too, but as has been the trend in the series, big smoke from a team, nobody to actually catch on the other side. And I don't think they can sneak Roach, can they? I don't think so. How would they so?
On Dire?
Not like super quickly. Do you think they can?
It's not that quick, yeah. It's kind of hard. They can, but it's not really that fast. The other side can do it much, much easier. Like with the Desolator, with Weaver, level 2 Swarm. More than enough.
Beastmaster as well. Speaking of Beastmaster, he's gonna get gone on first. The salvation will be there from Sayesh. We'll see a hook from Astako. Fighting two heroes is the support of Nine Pandas. They can't go in to save the Beastmaster, and they do get killed off on the back lines. One is down, the next is soon to follow. He will do his best to delay this as long as he can, but he knows his life is forfeit. 3 heroes picked up, plus a tier 1 tower for Yellow Super.
Dude, Astako just played table tennis with Shadow Demon. If you saw that, or pinball, I don't know how you want to call it. That's pinball, yeah. Look at that. 4 times stun, 800, almost 900 damage, magical, just from the cogs. That was, yeah, that's a lot of damage.
Yep. It's a lot of damage being dealt middle as well onto this Dark Willow, as she is doing her best to escape from Kiyotaka, and she succeeds. Out-jukes him on the high ground.
Yeah. You pop the brambles and no one can follow you. Nothing wrong with that.
Right now, though, Sane has picked up a pretty big item. Well, he got it a little bit ago, but this Radiance creates a few issues for them. Obviously, you know, the damage is an issue, but for Dark Lord, all of a sudden, not as much of the damage that you specifically itemize for, right? Your itemizers to blow up heroes going to be more difficult to achieve when this goes around.
Yeah, definitely the case. Luckily for him, just another reason why he wants to go MKB this game, right?
Oh, middle. Botanic mixed the shackle shot. Didn't catch Void Spirit. Ends the gank. But yes, you need MKB this game. It's like, it's always nice to buy MKB as Weaver. But some games you're like, do I want MKB over Daedalus? Or do I want like a Butterfly or something? This game, there's no consideration. It has to be MKB. In the jungle, they got scouted out by this Astral Spirit as solo. And they're going to want to chase for this further. They smoke up.
They have a blink.
Weaver's here too.
Shut in.
Going in, they go middle. They find Kiyotaka. Can they kill him off though? At the same time, the Primal Roar was thrown out onto the Wind Ranger. They didn't have the focus fire damage. He's just out. He's fine. They're going forward with the Rolling Thunder from Erase, connecting onto Beastmaster and the Elder Titan. Alberca is gone. Solo's going to follow him. Beautiful Rolling Thunder coming in there. Sets up the pipe perfectly for Yellow Super.
It really looks like Nine Pandas might be able to counterplay that, but the tier 2 tower was way too close and Weaver couldn't really get on top of anyone, so he didn't really do anything on this position 1 that's kind of really strong at the moment. Nice shackle shots, of course, Gleipnir as well coming in clutch by Satanic, but most importantly I think the big MVP of that fight was Erase. Like you called it nicely, that Rolling Thunder connecting on 2 in the river, catching them on. Very nicely done.
They lead him into the progression of his Aghanim Scepter now that this Blink has already paid massive dividends with that one fight. That always feels so good, right? When you pick up an item and then the next fight you're in, that item is instrumental to your team winning, you feel like such a genius in those moments.
It's one of the best feelings because it propels you even further to the next item. Like winning a fight after buying, especially if it wasn't BKB, by the way. If it's like BKB, it's like, oh, whatever, I want to fight, but I had to commit BKB. But if it's something different, like a Blink, that's a feels good, man.
You know what is a feels bad about BKB? Have you ever been at those games where you buy BKB, but then you start winning fights without having to have used it? Then you kind of feel dumb. You're like, man, why did I buy this damn stupid item? Could have got something else.
As long as you're winning fights, you shouldn't feel dumb. If it works, even if it's not used, it's the psychological damage that the BKB is doing, you know? They're not going on you because they see BKB. That's what it is. You have to put... It's all about the perspective.
Now, the perspective of Yellow Submarine is that the best chance of winning this game is with an Aegis. They are in the pit. And this time around, much better equipped to take it out, especially with Nine Pandas very far from this part of the map.
Yeah, the Weaver is one that's kind of near, but that's only So the whole team is split. Solo knows he's using Astral Spirit through the... You saw that, right? He used it through the Twin Gate, which is something really weird that can work. You can send couriers on through, so Astral Spirit, yeah, also works.
Look at him go. This actually looks kind of swaggy. He's like, check me out, y'all. Look at me.
The side eye, yeah. He's got plus 300 damage. This is ancient time for solo, maybe.
Look at him go. Let's see this briefcase.
Never mind, he refreshed.
No, never mind. Okay. Oh, they're going to want to dodge for a little bit anyway, with this Aegis being online, at least until Kiyotaka has Aghanim Scepter. And they get the BKB on Alberca. Weaver, of course, has to buy a BKB of his own. Just needs the recipe to complete it. Feels good.
It will allow him to take these fights a little bit easier. Like, something that Weaver does struggle with is a lot of catch. Like, he does have that shard that we discussed, so his damage output is definitely high in these fights. But so far, 0 charges on Dezo, 0 fights really joined. I mean, it's not that he didn't join fights, they didn't have any big fights. Besides that one on the mid lane. It was one fight and that's it. With the BKB, at least he'll be maybe a little bit more comfortable fighting.
It's going top to where the rest of his crew is at. This Kiyotaka starting to gain awareness of where the enemy team is playing. Like, guys, he's safe here on the east. Take it for me. Who's getting their shot? Goes to Alberca, and then Dire shot went to... Who had their shot? Ru. Okay. Okay.
Aghanims online, by the way. They have that. The BKBs are getting closer and closer on Radiant side, so if you're Yellow Suba, you must do something right now, and that's what they do. Smoke up. Time to take a nice little engagement for them.
They did also just find the BKB on this Weaver. And yet again, the team continues. Smoke doesn't yet find a direct target to jump on. Although the Shadow Demon is heading to the north, but does have himself a Shadow Amulet. Don't think he'll die here.
They're just going to Elder Titan maybe even. Like, look at how they're setting up with the rockets and these two on the left.
Whoever shows is most likely dead through this mid lane.
That's the problem, right? Like, if the Elder Titan is one of the best heroes when it comes to defending the high ground. So they're probably, the idea is Bedlam with a blink on Pango going in. That would put them way out of position though.
Yeah. I mean, there's no blink dagger just yet on Satanic. You wouldn't be able to engage and join that fight. Brewmaster as well doesn't have any kind of mobility. So they play it safe. Just get the tier 2, take the outpost. They don't even drop behind any vision. They first want to take the tier 2 tower if they can. You do have this nice little ward on the bottom of the step, so they'll see 9 Pandas if they do come and contest this. Tier 2 tower gone. It's only one tier 2 remaining for them on the game. Dark Lord just farming away, but you know, you were worried about this. What happens if you don't start finding any kills? If he had Maelstrom instead of this there, so he'd be so much further ahead in his progression.
Yeah, he'd have more farm for sure. Even though, even in this case, he is finding farm. It's not that bad. Like, he's got what, almost as much as Wind Ranger that is arguably in a leading position, and the network difference really isn't there. Mid lane.
And then they're gonna go, but it's only an illusion that got snagged by the shackle shot and the hook shot. So that's fine.
Now the question is, do you smoke up on the other side? Like, you got all these big items, the BKBs are up, there is absolutely nothing big that you're waiting for, and Aegis will be reclaimed in 30 seconds, so they smoke up, yeah. But this is a smoke that kind of like, okay, do we really want to fight instantly, or do we just want to set up vision for when the Aegis is reclaimed? Probably the second one.
Let's see, they're trying to make a way here. Going for a long wrap maneuver.
As the
Solo. has some observer wards, plants them out. They get the vision. They know that this fight is potentially coming. Here comes the Erased with the rolling thunder, but the primal roar already thrown out onto the Brewmaster. Can they kill Kasane before the split? No, they can't. He's still alive, gets off his ultimate, and now they can maybe fight back. But at the same time, they have already lost out on the life of Satanic. And Kiyotaka now erases away this Pangolier with Dark Lord. Look at him go. He's chasing down Kasane. They've already dealt with his ultimate. They're trying to kill him off before he can TP out. They're making sure they have him, and they're turning it into a team wipe. 9 Pandas. They set up the vision, they take the risky play, and it pays massive dividends for them.
Yeah, that was like the most perfect play that they could have made. Like the perfect, like the positioning wasn't even that great for that because they're kind of fighting into the high ground, but they have everything that they need, so they don't even care. Like these BKBs are up. They pop the BKB blink on Beastmaster. He goes in instantly. The roar is very nice. It connects. Wind Ranger is too deep, and she just. I feel like she dies as collateral. She's not even the one primarily focused, but she just dies as collateral there instantly, and then they go on everyone else and clean them up. Of course, very important that Brew didn't die instantly, but it didn't really matter. Like, the Brewlings just aren't doing enough.
Yeah. And we do get to see more of these Deso charges finally being picked up for Dark Lord. And we actually get to see another good aspect of having this Deso, right? Did you see how he was ripping through those Brewlings?
Yep.
See Sakuchi through them, hits one of the Geminate attack, and before you know it, he's like, dude, I actually have to get the hell out of here. I cannot maintain my form.
That's definitely true. Like, one of the reasons why Deso is good here, it's not only Deso, it's the shard, right? Like, the shard is really what's important. And of course, he's gonna have it. And after that fight, suddenly he's 2k ahead, and suddenly he has a full extra item. This is, what, 300 gold away from MKB.
They have not been able to address this Weaver. They finally do go on top of him with the hook shot. Jack for Focus Fire will be there, but Satanic does not have BKB of his own, so he can get controlled and stunned up. He is gone. Primal Roar onto this Pangolier, stopping him from rolling away, and he gets finished off by the rest of 9 Pandas. Yellow Submarine, they're the ones that wanted that fight, but they don't have the BKB on this Wind Ranger. She cannot stand her ground.
And she's not even queuing it up, like, she's not going for it. She's buying, what is it, like Aghanim's next? Like, look, you got your Lincolns. That's your defensive item. You committed to it. And now you're kind of paying the price, not because of the roar. Like, they don't even care. Like, okay, you're not getting roared, but this Shadow Demon can break your Lincolns, can use his Demonic Purge on you, and that's enough.
You know, in that fight, when the few moments that we saw Satanic using Focus Fire on Weaver, Focus Fire on Weaver from Wind Ranger, if they're both standing 1v1, he will die before she does, obviously contingent on time-lapse shenanigans, but she literally can't do anything. She just gets there and dies. And now, we have another death also on the map with the Dark Willow being assassinated top by Kiyotaka. This game has gone in a very short span of time from bad to absolutely horrendous. Right now, Yellow Submarine, it says it's a 10k gold lead, but it feels like it's 15.
Yeah, it's looking really damn good now for 9 Pandas. MKB now as well, completed. A couple of nice neutrals on the other side, of course. You got your Cloak of Flames, your Quiver as well. For the Pango. But it doesn't really change a lot. Roche will be up in 1 minute, and that's the next big objective, of course. Keep in mind, by the way, this Elder Titan in fights is doing a lot of work. Even in that last fight on top lane, the splitter, it was there. Like, the aura, natural order is really what matters. And he's providing it in every fight. They need to find a way to get rid of him and get rid of the Shadow Demon. I feel like those are your primary targets. Shadow Demon, of course, first.
Unfortunately, Yellow Submarine having a difficult time jumping the backlines and instantly killing these supports. You know, Kiyotaka on his Void Spirit, yet again doing what he does best, or at least starting to do what he does best, that assassin role. Just go to the end, make sure Clock and this Dark Willow are really non-factors in the fight.
And he has BKB now as well. What's the difference in this game? The difference is one offlaner likes these prolonged fights. That's the Brew, right? Like, he wants them prolonged and just constantly poke and prod. And the other is a killer. It's like Beastmaster. I jump you, I roar you, you're dead. Yellow Submarine, unfortunately, they need this killer type. Because if you aren't killing someone from 100 to 0, Shadow Demon is saving them. The Shadow Demon is just too big of an issue.
Also, the longer it takes to kill that hero, the easier it is for Solo to set up Earth Bitters and Echo Stomps. Remember yesterday when he was saving heroes with Echo Stomp? Like 2 or 3 times, so that's another thing to have to worry about if these heroes aren't dying in a couple fractions of a second.
Yeah, they did the same draft with Weaver Carry, I think, last night as well, and he was... It wasn't Elder Titan, it was Undying, and he was saving with Tombstone. Now he's saving with Echo Stomp. He has Seiyu as well to save with Disruption. There is a 5-man smoke on the other side, though.
They know that this Weaver is around this area. They will see him now, taking the Watcher, but can they kill him? He does have an Aegis to work with. They're going on top of him, and this is what we need them to do. Does have a secondary life, and he has time lapse, so let's see if they can escape. Kiyotaka is right next to the Clockwork inside Cogs. They also hold Erase in place with the Primal Roll. Clockwork will die, but Erase does manage to escape into the river, at least for now. Being chased by Alberca, but Alberca won't get him. Goes onto the high ground. Wild Axes barely miss, but he's able to TP out.
That's a perfect trade for them. They traded, what, Clockwork for an Aegis? I don't think you could have asked for a better fight. That instant initiation there on Weaver, even though hookshot did miss, like they didn't, again, someone blocked him, so he couldn't get an instant follow-up on Weaver. They still managed to kill him, which is very important, and maybe they can fight now, you know, without this BKB, without the Aegis, they have at least a better chance of taking the next fight. But one thing needs to be said, that Weaver was isolated, alone, and under vision. Like it's like the Holy Trinity. The 3 illegal things that he can never have on his side. He had all 3 of those.
And to make it better, before they jumped him, he literally just used Sakuchi and it hadn't come back yet. He's now caught inside a bramble. They were running after him. Satanic was hoping to try and catch him with a shackle, but very wisely decided to abandon that chase, let him live.
Yeah, it's no longer the same situation. From this point onwards, he's probably going to at least have a Shadow Demon behind him, and he won't be taking any Watchers on his own anymore, 100%.
He's like, support, somebody has to die for this, it's you, man. I'm not dying for Vision, it's your fault. $10K gold lead slow for the side of 9 Pandas. If they fight as a big unit, they are very, very strong. But Yellow Submarine, making sure that they find them when they're isolated. And I like how even though they saw that it was Pango being roared up, being controlled, they did not have the impulse to say, okay, let's re-engage to try and save them. They're like, we've got what we came for. Whoever can get out, you get out. Every man for himself at the end.
Yeah, it was a nice assassinate, run away kind of a play. Negate that Aegis advantage that they've got. Some approach to the game that you have to have at this point.
Since we're paused right now, what do you make of this Beastmaster build? Going for Veil into the Dagon. Yesterday we just saw, was it Raw Dagon? I don't think he bought Veil yesterday, right?
No, Dagon is really good on him. Like, I think he's going Shiva's Dagon, right? Like he probably has the recipe already, so he's gonna have Shiva's. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna have Shiva's in 300 gold, and on top of that Dagon. Like, Dagon is good for spell lifesteal. Like, people just don't appreciate that item. It's just on level 1 that much. Just get 15% spell lifesteal, and you get, like, I think 75% of the damage you deal as a heal instantly. So it's like a burst heal. It's a pretty big burst heal if you have some magic amp as well.
So I need to throw an Axo 2 first. Then I take on them. Perfect. Smoke up. 9 Pandas. They no longer have an Aegis, but they are still the strongest team on the map. Mastercore will scout them out. Breaking the smokes here. They still go on the back lines looking for this Dark Willow. Presumably they should be able to kill her. Let's see if they can do the same to the Clockwork. They hold him in place with the disruption. And he is going to take a while, but we'll eventually get him. This distraction, though, meant that they got out with the Dark Willow top.
Yeah, Dark Willow actually did manage, because of the Brambles, once again, to get away. They also did force an 8-second BKB on Void Spirit with Focus Fire, so he was afraid for his own life. So,
oh no, bottom erase. He gets held in position. Primal Roll is there with the right clicks from Dark Lord. Damn, that was a lot of damage.
He's got this Lincolns queued up. But he's in a rough position. Like, if I buy Lincolns, I won't be dying like this in Roar anymore. If I buy Basher, though, which he decides in the end to go for, I might bring that extra control that we need.
His main Titanic getting gone on by a race, or by Kiyotaka, sorry, and he's gonna get killed off. Oh no, they couldn't come in time to help him. The Terrorize was there, but only after the death had happened.
Sonic Purge as well, right? Like Shadow Demon doing some work as well.
No buyback either, so if they continue to push this momentum, having this Beastmaster here, having this incredibly strong Weaver with the Desolator, 12 charges within it, MKB at the ready, Pally Sword, building Satanic. I really like the Satanic pickup here. The only way they lose this game is if he dies, so just make it as hard as possible to kill him. As we're going deep into the base, onto the supports, killing them both off, and only one of whom have buyback. And of course, Kiyotaka sends in what might be the final tip of the game. They kill off their clockwork and take the laner act.
They're gonna go for Throne. 20 seconds without the Wind Ranger. There is a buyback on clock, but there's no Primal Split. It's being used in the enemy side. Like on the map, on top lane, Raxes are being taken in the Radiant base as well.
We're gonna try hold things up here, give him time to take those racks. And he assassinates Solo, the Elder Titan. Who's next? Dark Lord is focusing just on the buildings. Yotaka assimilating out. Kasane has returned, and he did succeed in taking some racks in the top lane. The melee barracks were destroyed, so yes, they lose a full side, but Kasane unironically just saved the game.
Yeah, like this trade is really good for them. Like, considering what the state of the game was like, they almost lost. They lost all the tier 3s, tier 4s that is. But at least they're still kind of in the game. And the side trade was 1-for-1. The game is definitely looking very difficult for Yellow Submarine anyways. They have to execute to perfection in these next fights to win it. And once Seiyuj gets his Aeon Disc, it's almost going to be impossible.
Weaver stealing an Invis rune. Now this is where Yellow Super has to be absolutely careful because they have no buybacks remaining. If this smoke doesn't work out, Lizard, that is it. And 9 Pandas will be going into the grand finals of these qualifiers and making the wrap. The last time that 9 Pandas did such a risky maneuver, it's what put them back on the map and allowed them to really be back in the game. Let's see if Yellow Super will be as lucky.
They're making some cool moves with the smoke, at least going from behind, but 16k advantage, that's like an item on every single hero.
Yeah.
Solo?
We will come across Solo.
Would be a good one.
We'll get hook shotted. Okay, this is a nice throw kill to be able to pick up. It does cost them the usage of the Rolling Thunder. They also Gale Force onto the Shadow Demon. He's forced to self-disrupt himself, so he cannot save Dark Lord. The Focus Fire finally was there full duration. And when that happens, Weaver can do absolutely nothing. You said it first. The best people to pick off Solo and Sayush. And guess who died first? Solo and Sayush. So Dark Lord has no way out.
That was amazing. And keep in mind, this Weaver, he has no buyback. No one forced him to buy out, but he did. He's got full Satanic. And that's 70 seconds without the Weaver. This might be... Of course, they do not know this, so they are probably expecting him to have buyback. Let's see if they try and force something. In a situation such as this one, it's not like absolutely necessary to force. You just got 6k net worth to your favor. If Roche was up, that would be amazing, but it's might respawn in 5 seconds minimum.
Yeah, you never know, fam. Let's see. Is it a short or long Roche? It's going to be a long one. But they are going to get the tier 3 tower, and they might be dead. Maybe put some pressure onto the melee barracks, and once they do so, they'll be like, wait a second. This Weaver's not coming out right now. They pop in the Gale Force as well.
I think this
They
is
should
side.
be able to get the melee. Yeah.
Nice Echo Stomp though.
Yeah, it's delaying things, and now there's the jump in. Kiyotaka trying to assassinate the Titanic. 50 HP, but he lives. Oh my goodness.
That was such a nice play from them. All they needed was Shadow Demon to be a little bit closer with that dust, maybe a couple of spells that he could have used as well. Unfortunately, they didn't fully commit. They cannot fully commit. They're just afraid. Basically, how you defend this high ground is you poke as far away as possible from the enemy heroes, just so you don't get gone on, because you can get gone on by Rolling Thunder, by Hookshot, and then you're factually playing 4 versus 5. But yeah, they have to feel bad right now for not committing just one extra spell on the mid-ranger.
Uh-oh, look at this. They got vision on the Weaver. They know Dark Lord isn't here. They can get these kills before the big carry arrives, but that's contingent on the initiation.
Hookshot on the
If they
Shadow
only
Demon.
find the hookshot onto the Shadow Demon, but they blow up the clockwork before he can do anything else. Yellow Submarine need to run. And they are going to hightail it out of here. But here is 9 Pandas. They're on the chase as well. Gale Force going to be good enough to hold them here, and he dodges out the Aether Remnant on Rue. Another Bramble Maze being dropped down to frustrate Kiyotaka. And how much further will they chase? Nightmare will not be effective here, so they will just easily be able to bring him down. Does have buyback though on the Stalk Willow.
Yeah, that one does have buyback, but Rosh is up, and look at Solo. He's running straight into the pit. Takes that Watcher. At least Kasane is trying to... Let's see what he does. If he hears Rosh, he has Octarine, so this might be time for him to split inside their base and go for maybe bottom Raxes. Top ranged. Yeah.
Kiyotaka is here, but Kiyotaka can follow the dealings. He does want to take the risk. If I can instead get the wisdom room. The big man will end up falling in favor of Pandas. The Aegis going the way of this Weaver, and they give Alberca a refresher shot as well. So now we have the double roar. If Satanic ever gets caught again.
This was probably the defining moment of the game for me. Not going for that high ground because of Kiyotaka. I guess there's a lot of damage on Void Spirit, right? So going for him would be definitely difficult. You might even lose your Brewlings. Double damage is being saved for the bottle. They can give bottle to the Weaver. He can bottle it up, use it just before the push happens or the fight.
Ane just finished an AC. He's still playing on the Radiant side. He's pushed in the wave. And it's going to succeed in taking the range racks. And he's still pushing in middle with these Radiance Burn illusions. This is very annoying to deal with.
He had to go back now, though. That's the problem. His level 25 is really huge. If he can get to the fear, like it can actually just completely change the course of the fight. One unexpected fear on you. It's a pretty low cooldown, by the way.
We already have one fear. Having a double would be great. And these BKB durations have gone very, very low. Except for the Void Spirits one, which is pretty good. But Alberca, as well as Dark Lord, have been making liberal use of the item. It was down to 6 seconds already. Won't be able to consistently dodge that out. But even though they're playing with an Aegis, Yellow Suba, this team just has no fear. They will not be corralled within their base. They will still play outside. And Kasane, down bottom, yet again with the shenanigans. He knows that the rest of the Radiant lineup is top. He's already pushed in this wave. This time around, there's no tier 3 tower. He can split and just try to take it.
Yeah, he needs to go back. Like, there's absolutely no way he can trade this. They can go for Throne. There is a tier 2 on bot, but...
Okay, Shackle Shot was trying to go onto Kiyotaka, but unfortunately he managed to dodge it, diving onto his Panic, trying to get the kill. Doesn't manage to do so. While this is happening, Dark Lord is finishing off the building, so they have gotten themselves the top lane right now. Kasane goes in with the split as well as with the Rolling Thunder. They want to try and find Kiyotaka. And the Clockwork is going on the backline to try and make a distraction, but unfortunately they do not have the damage. He is fine, and Clockwork is dead without buyback. Rulings, we need to get the hell out of here. And it does not want to die like this. Already seen the lane of Rax being lost, but doesn't seem like they can punish 9 Pandas at all.
Burka has everything. He still has Roar. He still has Refresher Shard. There he
There's
goes.
the roll onto Satanic. He's going to get used up into the air. Dark Lord are trying to catch up and chase. They put him inside the Glimmer Cape. Do they have the reveal? They find the Astral Step. They kill him. He's forced to buy back. Clockwork return into the fray, but immediately has to get out as well. There was a focus fire, but it's on the Beastmaster. It is not on the Void Spirit. It is not on the Weaver, but it still kills the Beast at the end of the day. What else can they achieve in this fight? Satanic trying to get himself back in the base. He needs to heal. He cannot do it. The fountain is out of reach and his life is gone 105 seconds without buyback. How on earth do they deal with Dark Lord? He's turning his attention to the buildings. He wants to take out the Ancient. The cliff will be popped. And Kasane and crew take away the first life. They're now reaching onto Kiyotaka. Kiyotaka, he's taking a lot of damage. They have the Bedlam out onto the Brewmaster, but it's not going to be good enough at the end of the day. Even though the Weaver dies in the last second of Dota, GG, well played is called, and 9 Pandas have won the lower bracket final and will go on to compete in the grand finals on the road to the international.